Wild mortals and the gods adore. Yeah! Welcome to another episode of ArtCo Drone Solutions. We've got a great show for you tonight. We're going to be talking about DJI phasing out the life of several drones. Looks like the Phantom series is done, and well, let's don't spoil it. A whole bunch of other products that they're not going to be servicing anymore. Also, we'll be talking about the Orqa, goggles and how you could use them to fly the Mavic series drones. Really cool. So we'll be talking about that. So let's get this show started with a little bit of humor tonight. So I'm going to get out my joke book. And, okay, let's talk about holidays. So if I sprinkle myself in salt and pepper and then go abroad, does that make me a seasoned traveler? Yeah. I was staying at a hotel last night. I phoned down to the reception and asked her for a wake-up call. She said, "You're in your mid-40s, living with your mother, and you've achieved nothing in life." Yeah. All right. I told my suitcases there will be no vacation this year. Now I'm dealing with emotional baggage. Okay. I was thinking about going on a cruise around Norway, but I couldn't fjord it. Went to Scotland for my holidays 5 years running. Next time I'll take a train. There we go. So I went to the travel agents and said to the lady, "How do I get a country near Sweden?" And she said, "Norway." I said, "There must be..." Okay, I have to think about it. Okay. I got on the plane and was surrounded by boxes, jiffy bags, and envelopes. It turns out it was a package holiday. Yeah. Oh boy. Alright. Here's a human body. Lost my hair years ago, but I still carry a comb. I just can't part with it. Okay. I really do have a flat stomach. It's just that the L is silent. Yeah. Okay, one more. If I had to get rid of one part of my body, it would be my spine. Sometimes I think it's holding me back. Alrighty. So, just waiting for some of my co-hosts to show up. So, looks like I'll be talking by myself so far. So let's start off by saying, you know what? I'm going to turn down the headphones so I'm not yelling in my headphones. Anyway, so let's say hello to everybody in the chat. We've got John Flying Flynn Media, Tom Tentos, Charles Skaluski, Warren Akira Show. I say Akira Show because I've been to Japan, so I know. So, hey, we got Paul Brown and his band of renown, Wedge and Big. Welcome, welcome. Then we have 107 Drones. Welcome, welcome. Then we have Leonard, JSK Enterprise. Grant, Mr. Stay Drunk. And then we have Brent, all the way from Choctaw, Oklahoma. eat more possum. Yes, let's do that. And then we have who else? Oh, we've got Dominic, Northside Hawk, all the way from the land down under near Melbourne, Australia. We've got Steve W. Knowles. And then we have Jerry Bauer. Welcome, welcome, all the way up in Canada. And and I saw that Uncle Extra Media is also in the chat. Hopefully he'll join us if he feels like it. He's still healing up from his knee surgery with the 400-500 staples. I mean, a bunch of staples. And then we have Chris. Have drone will fly. And then there's Seeger Art. Good to see you. Thank you, thank you. And then I saw that Angela, Lost Girl Height, and or Lost Girl Adventures, as it's called, TJ of TJ Giggles and Drones. And Glenn Thunderbird sits all the way. He's also from Australia. So we got a good crowd tonight. So we've got all right. So let's get this started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a picture, share a screen. So here is a list of drones that are disappearing. All right. All right. Just never mind. My girlfriend just sent me a message. She's done with church and heading to the pig farm. Yeah, they're hungry right now. It's morning over there in the Philippines. And I think Sean Oz may join us a little later, hopefully. So let's see what is on the list. So we've got the Phantom 4 Pro, Phantom 4 Pro Plus. Then we have the Phantom 4 Pro Obsidian Edition, Phantom 4 Pro Plus Obsidian Edition, Phantom 3 SE, Osmo, Osmo Plus, Osmo Mobile Silver, Mavic Pro Fly More Combo. So those are just some of the drones that are on the list, and I also found out that just about all the other Mavic, or not Mavics, but the Phantom series, the Phantom 2s, and all of the Phantom 3s will be discontinued. Well, they've been discontinued for a long time. And it just won't be any firmware update going for that. So that's what's going on. So we really blew by that really fast. Oh, I hate that when I'm the only one. Anyway, how you like my background? This is what happens when you're a full-time YouTuber. You get ditch the apartment for my cabin in undisclosed location somewhere in Colorado. So I hope you like my cabin. Looks pretty nice, doesn't it? It's got a nice loft up there. And you know what? Maybe I ought to do my live streams from up there. Hey, we got crypto. You know what? Crypto man, 5,000 needs more. Crypto man, 5,000. All right, it's good to see you, Crypto Man. So that is what's going on. Just busy, just looking for a job now that I'm unemployed. But I got a nice little package from Johnny Drone Flyer. I got this cool gadget here, and I got a bunch of stickers in the mail. Oh, and they're falling on the floor. So, and I got a nice little mouse pad. Hey, we got a surprise early guest all the way from Lipa City, Philippines. Let's welcome the waffle maker, James Tanner from IPI Dream. Welcome, welcome.
Hey, good morning, Art. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I got you just on the laptop right here. I just felt so bad this morning. I saw you all by yourself there. You don't have any co-hosts there with you. So if you can bear with me making the waffles here this morning, I'll hang in until somebody drops in with you. How's things going, man?
All right, sounds great. Hey, I saw your latest video of the solar installation. So looks interesting. Can't wait for part
Yeah,
two.
yeah, check it out.
Yeah, go
You got the
solar.
idea. Yeah, go solar. They're doing a awesome job over here. They pretty much got us closed out on. Here, let me put another light on. The lighting isn't too good here.
Yeah,
There we go. How's that? Is that better?
yeah, that's a bit better. Yep, 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 yep.
Yeah, it's early in the morning here. Yeah, the Go Solar folks, they did the final installation here. You don't see it in the first episode. My plans were the first episode was to show the preliminary, the solar
Right.
panels going in, some of the electronics going in, and then the second episode was supposed to be like a conclusion, everything done on all three houses here. And then what I wanted to do, I wanted to do a big a techie episode, doing
Ooh,
comparisons. You know, your return on your investment, what to expect for your utility bill, how to size up really what you need for your house. But I have a feeling that's going to end up being in. Shh, don't tell anybody. I have a feeling that's going to be in episode 3 because I think this is going to go 3 episodes instead of 2 because they still don't have the install completed across the street. They don't have the install completed on our British neighbors back there. So it might go into 3 episodes. But yeah, it's really exciting. I'm really excited. I got batteries, yeah, and that's what you'll see. What you'll see on the next episode. The next episode is going to be. We started out with 3 batteries, and after the first
good.
3 days that I got to test everything out, I realized that the batteries don't quite carry us on a full load from about 6:30 p.m. when the sun's about going down till about 5:30 the next morning. So I requested for an additional battery, and you'll see that in the next episode. So we have four battery banks. I don't want to give too
Oh,
much away. I don't want to give too much away because that's what the next episode is going to be about.
wonderful. And
So,
you're in the perfect spot because you get so much sunshine when it's
well,
not
this time,
raining.
yeah. So that's one of the things that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about a solar year. We're going to talk about the solar day and the solar year over here. Now, the Philippines has 365 days of really nice weather over here, but we have 6 months of drought and 6 months of nothing but rain every day.
Rain, yep.
Rain
Mhm.
every single day. So, and that is going to be a determinant on how many sun hours you get per day. And we're actually, I think this month, I don't know if it's June or July. I have to go back and look at my numbers. I think it's June.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. I have to go. June, July, August, September. I don't remember which month it is. I have it written down. I have all the stats written down. But during the rainy season, because of the amount of rain, you have less sun coming inside. Even though the days are about the same, I think
Yeah.
over the entire year, when they have this what they call it, I think it's the solstice. You have the summer solstice and the winter solstice, that determines how long your day actually is. I think it's only about an hour and 20 minutes. Where's the difference between the longest day of the year and the shortest day of the year? And
Yeah,
so we have,
because you're so close to the equator, you don't get the big swings that you do from the northern and the far southern latitude.
yeah, correct.
Hey,
So
let's welcome all the way from Port St. Lucie, Florida. Let's welcome Uncle Bill. Welcome,
Hey,
welcome, Bill.
hey.
what's up,
Maganda.
Bill?
Maganda or something like that.
Yeah. Well, magandang umaga for us here, and
Yep.
gabi for you if it's in the evening time in your area.
Yep.
And,
How you guys doing? Sorry, I'm a little late. Art wanted to be here at the beginning, but work kind of dragged on, a little bit.
Gotcha.
Yeah. How you doing, James? How's the
good, Bill. I'm doing really good.
Philippines doing there?
I'm really excited. I'm really pumped up. 5 years in the waiting. We just installed a solar system this week,
Okay.
and it's in the testing phase right now. And so far, I am extremely happy with the results of what this system is actually doing. So,
Great. Super.
the proof's in the pudding. So they say. So we'll see.
I like
When we get our next utility bill, and we'll certainly be sharing that with you guys.
I like pudding.
Well, this isn't pudding right here, but this is waffle mix.
Oh, we get to see the actual waffles in action this time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
This is Nessa's morning off for cooking, and it's my responsibility. The only problem is my waffle maker. I got a lot of concerns about my waffle maker here. It's been doing this sticking thing here lately where it's like the first batch that comes out. Maybe you guys have a secret, but the first batch, it's like they all stick inside there and you're peeling it off and it makes a mess inside the waffle maker.
Well, you need this spray-on stuff called, what is it called? Pam.
But
Yeah.
they don't.
No.
I don't have that. All I have is coconut oil or something like whatever.
Yeah.
Pam
Yeah.
is good.
It's coconut oil.
Pam is good. You know how we used to season pans in restaurants? And it seems counterintuitive. You would take oil, you put it in a pan, and then you put salt, a coat of salt, and then you would burn it. I mean, it makes it. You want to do it outside. You wouldn't want to do this in a regular house, but you would burn it till it turns black, and then you wipe the salt out, and that actually would make the metal pans nonstick in a restaurant.
Ah.
Yeah, the carbon salt, carbonated salt, whatever, carbonated. I don't know, carbon salt. Yeah, but that was the trick. Yeah, like it's with aluminum pans, stainless pans, whatever. So, hey, how's this video look?
ArtCo.
You look great.
Yeah. Brand new camera. Just turned it on for the first time.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
You're
Too much
not
color?
your usual pasty self.
Bill, you look marvelous.
Marvelous. I'm just going nuts. I got a new microphone. I got a new camera. Got a new mouse.
You're moving up in the world, man.
Yeah, well, I figured that all my fans, I should treat them to this. I was playing with the settings. I don't know. It looks good. My eyes are terrible. I got the saturation up there. See, I could do this. I could look like my old pasty self.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah, it takes away from the dark circles under your eyes.
Let me ask you, is this, the dark circles? Yeah. No, that adds character. That's character.
Yeah, you look like Uncle Fester sometimes.
And you look like Cousin Nate. Anyway. I don't know. Maybe that's too much color. But anyway, I'm playing with it. So. Got a new toy.
What's the weather down in Florida like, man? How's it getting hot there? This is July. It's probably hot.
It's been hot. Today it's not hot. It's been hot. It was it was in the mid to high 90s for a week there, and with the humidity it was brutal. You were getting a couple of days, it was real feel was over 100. But right now it's only 80 and it's raining outside, so not so bad.
Yeah, kind of like the weather here every day.
Hmm?
You
Yeah,
know, the
well,
weather
hey,
here-
hot and
the
humid.
weather here is a lot like mid Florida around the Tampa area. It's like there's a certain time every day, and you can expect it. The sky just opens up and just dumps that beautiful liquid sunshine all over the place.
Yep.
I'm reading in the chats. Thunderbird 6. Uncle Bill, it makes your hair appear gray. Yes, it yes, it does, because this is jet black. I got to fix the camera settings. You know, there's something wrong.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was shocked when I went to go get a physical, and they ask you that questionnaire when you go in there. What's the color of your eyes? How tall are you? What's your hair color? And I told the lady, yeah, my eyes are green and my hair is brown. She said, "No, your hair is not brown. Maybe we'll call it salt and pepper," she said, "but we're not going to call it brown." I'm like, oh, that was a wake up call for me.
Yeah. Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. Artie, they're crucifying me in the chats, and you're letting them get away with it. I'm a little disappointed.
It's been hot and dry here in the Denver area, but we did have a nice shower on Thursday afternoon. By the way, I did do some fishing Thursday. Caught a bunch of walleye and perch. Sadly, none of them were big enough to keep, but it was a fun day. Better than today. Went out today to a nearby pond and got skunked. So 3+ hours. Well, luckily we were sitting in the shade.
Jim Beauchart says it needs a wide angle lens, so I'm making him suffer by looking at me up close now.
Hey, is Jim in the chat today?
Yeah, he's Uncle Ed's from Media.
Yeah.
Media.
Yeah, get Jim inside here.
Well, I think he's still not feeling too hot.
Yeah, and his camera and all his stuff is down in the basement. He's still not able to get down there. So.
Yeah, but wasn't he on somebody? Oh, Gary's show.
Somebody else's show. He was on Gary's show. Yeah, for Gary's show, you'll do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. Maybe somebody carried him down the stairs. He is, a pixie.
Yeah, he's got 500 staples.
I know.
500 staples.
He sent me a new picture. He looked like a capicola. It's like, oh God.
Was that from surgery or an accident? What?
Yeah, he had a total knee replacement.
Yeah.
Oh, ouch. Well, I hope he's doing better. I miss him on the. I miss his videos. When's the last time he's done a video? It's been like ages, huh?
Yeah, it's been a bit. A new camera. You failed to mention what kind. Well, nobody seemed interested. All you guys were interested in is making fun of me. Did you see what Mike said? I talked about my fans. He goes, "What? All two of them? It's nice." Well, he's one of them, so it's all right,
Well, and then you got little llama Laura, who.
What about her?
That's your other fan.
See, I pay her anyway. That doesn't count. This is a Logitech Brio.
Okay.
It's been around. These have been around 4 years, 5 years, but it's still their top of the
line.
Yeah, but see, the price has come down. When I first was looking at these, they were $2.5. Now this was 137 on Amazon on sale. It's like, you know what? Finally, let's do it. So that was cheap enough, And I just only started playing with it just before I came online. I mean, the camera. Not the other thing. The microphone. Anyway, I don't.
Well, I'm here at my undisclosed location. Here, my cabin in here in Colorado.
That's a lovely place you got there. It really is. It's amazing you don't have an echo.
Yeah, no piano. So I traded in the piano for a nice cabin with a loft up there.
I see the loft. See, look.
Like the
And you
background.
got your sound tuned in just right. There's no echo from all that open space behind you there.
Yeah,
good.
that's right.
That's
right.
tricky.
All right. Well, we're gonna see if we
But
have
it's no Villa Feliz though.
we have a catastrophe. Oh man, speaking of Villa Feliz, you did. I don't think you got to see it. You saw it. You kind of got an opportunity to see it at the end of the video where they were doing the pressure washing on the roof.
Yeah.
I think the next episode will show you the final, every 100% pressure wash. It looks like it looks like they just installed all those tiles up there. It's beautiful. If I'd have known it was going to look like that again, I thought it did damage. I thought the volcanic ash turned into concrete on the roof. But those Decra roofing tiles that we have here, they're just so strong and robust and resistant to that stuff. The pressure washing didn't hurt the tiles at all, and it got all that volcanic ash. Everything looks brand new again. Next episode, you'll get to see the drone fly over, and I don't think I have any pictures. I might be able to share something with you here. Let me see if I downloaded anything.
James, you're talking to a bunch of silly Americans. You should box that volcanic ash up and sell it to beauty consultants over here. They'll be smearing that shit on their faces, and it just cleanses it's natural volcanic ash from Mother Earth. And I'll just be cleaning up their pores. I could do something about this, Artie can sit on a box and get taller. What was that?
Also, if you heat it up, you could make some green glass from it, depending on what kind of minerals are in it.
That's interesting.
Because somebody had a great idea. This was after Mount St. Helens blew, and somebody got some of that Mount St. Helens ash. Decided, what can we do with this? Let's heat this up and turn it into glass.
Artie, can I looking at the chats there, Paul there, Mr. Wedge and Big?
Yeah.
6 subscribers away.
All right, let's help out this guy.
Let's give him a little
support. Help out Paul, Wedge and Big. Yeah.
Good for you, brother. You'll get it tonight. Tonight, James is going to subscribe to you right now.
There you go.
We'll give you the art bump.
There you go. All right.
I'm pretty close to. I only need 230 more.
Ness. No, Ness. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Oh, did you burn it, James?
Did you?
You gotta get the Asawa to show you how to do it.
The coating is like off of some of the.
That's very sexist, Artie. Very disappointing.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, I'm old school, so deal with it.
Like you went to school.
It's. I'm about to get yelled at.
You're supposed to brush your oil.
Look.
I got these different settings here. Let me try this one. Ooh, that's called cartoon.
Yeah. Well, you don't need to do that to be a cartoon.
This is called sickness. I don't know what that means. Look at me. Here's zombie.
Things are bad now.
Am I green?
No.
Right, well, the waffles are literally off the table for breakfast.
Uh-oh, it's time to make pancakes.
We're gonna make pancakes.
It's Art's fault. Art is giving bad advice. It's Artie's fault. He did it.
Hey, Chuck, you got the link. Come on in whenever you can, if you're not busy.
He's eating steak.
I was about to ask you about Chuck. I haven't seen Chuck in a while either.
Oh, he's been out of town lately. He was up in the Catskills and doing all sorts of stuff up there.
Yeah, I saw. I just did a video like today or so many hours ago.
Yeah, he had one out today, which by the way, I need to go watch after this show.
Take a look at that after breakfast. See what's going on in there.
Artie, I'll be right back.
All right. Hey, let's say hello to Jody Drone Shot, Mr. JRC, and Steven Drones. We got the other Steve channel. Okay, cool. And Chuck from Covaction. Angie is here from Lost Girl Adventures. And hey, let's welcome all the way from San Bernardino, California, the effervescent Dre Crawford. Welcome, welcome.
Well, thank you, thank you. Oh, Mr. Mays, impressive little house you got going on there. That looks like my kitchen almost. So our cabinets are dark.
Yeah.
Same backsplash. Yeah.
So, how are you feeling today, Dre? I know you had some dental work done yesterday.
Yeah.
I had some dental work done too. I had a filling that needed to be reconstructed because it was leaking. Yeah.
Oh boy. Look like a leaky tooth, huh?
Yep. So
Well,
she
doing okay there. It's because I can't eat like not that I eat a lot, but like I said, when you're only eating soup pretty much for the next couple of days, you just get that run down
right.
feeling.
And you're lucky. You get to eat waffles this morning. It's a mess. This is what the dogs are going to eat this morning.
Oh boy. Oh man.
So we forget to spray the pan.
No, I don't know what the deal is. The butter over here is kind of weird butter. I use butter, and lately they've just been sticking like crazy. And then this morning I used some coconut oil, and that didn't work either. I think there's damage to the waffle maker. I think it's seen its day and it needs to be replaced. I've been looking for in the U.S. we have one of those commercial Belgian waffle makers. You know, the big round one, and you flip
over.
Yeah, but I can't find that over here. So I have to buy these little cheap things that they have inside the stores here.
Well, when we had those, we used to spray them with the pan and spray can, non-stick stuff. We spray that in there before we put them in and use that cuts down on the sticking.
Yeah, we got to look for that. We got to look for that pan. I hope they sell it. I would think that they sell it over here, but anyway. So this is what Mary Ann Hopone are going to eat. Mary Ann, you want it? We're gonna have that. We're opting for pancakes this morning.
There you go. Can't go wrong with pancakes. Yep.
Just eat the pan well.
So Dre, earlier in the show, I was talking about some of the drones and products that DJI has. It's the end of life for them. Like
everything else last week, the Phantom 2 and the Phantom 3 series is well, they haven't put out a product or update for either one of those things in 4 or 5 years.
Right.
I still have a Phantom 3 Pro, and it flies okay. I don't have any problems with it at all. But like I say, you're dealing in the aftermarket area where you talk about getting more batteries for it and everything else. So
right.
It's just no different. When we buy these things, we want them to last forever and be able to work and get parts from forever. But just like cars, after about 3 years, 4 years of a car, the manufacturer comes up with a new model, and you're like, "What happened to the support for my model?" So you're.
Well, I saw on your list, Art. I saw on your list with the Phantom. You had Phantom. I couldn't read it. It was small, but it looked like Phantom.
Phantom 4 is on the list as well.
Phantom 4?
Yep.
Heard about
that include the Plus, the Pro Plus? Was that on there?
Phantom 4 Pro, the Pro Plus, the Pro Obsidian, and the Pro Plus Obsidian, Phantom 3 SE, Osmo, Osmo Plus, Osmo Mobile Silver, Mavic Pro Fly More.
Well, mine's dead in the water anyway. Not literally dead in the water, but it's not non-operational. So I don't know what it's going to take to get that one fixed. But even if they didn't, just to fly around here and to have some fun, it would be fun. But,
James, it looks like you're just getting in the way over there.
I am. And she just pushed. She's like, "Oh, you're paying too much attention to art."
No. I'll take over.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that to her. That was my opportunity to exit the kitchen area. So,
Well, that's how you work that, honey. You're so much better than me at this.
I'm gonna move to another.
Just work
side.
that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go outside for just a little bit.
My wife thinks she's really better. My wife thinks she's better at cutting the lawn than I am.
That's when you say, "Oh, I'll let you. Oh, you can do that if you want to."
No, you cut you scalp, or you don't cut out the shit. You know what she does? She gives a lot of crew cut like every week. It's like it's too low on it.
Yeah.
You know what though? I'm not having to do it. So have at it. It's all you.
Oh,
Hey,
I'm going to kind of go back to what I was talking about when we first started talking about the solar panel upgrade. I did an amazing test. I don't know if I mentioned it on the first episode. If I didn't, it'll be in the second episode, but you heard it here first. I took everything in the house. I cut 3 air conditioning units on. That's 7.5 horsepower. Did I mention that in the first episode? I don't know if I did or not. Did I? No. Okay.
I don't think you did.
3 air conditioners, max blowing out, all the windows open, max blowing out with cooling. I turned on the electric stovetop. We turned on the oven to high. We turned on all the lights. I turned on the pool pump. The pool pump drawer is about 1,000 watts. About 1,000 watts. And then everything. We turned everything on the house just to test. We have 18 solar panels that we installed. Not a problem. It was able to provide all the current and the power to all of those things without going over to the grid. So we were basically off grid when we did the commissioning test on the system. Yeah. So
That's a pretty good level because I have 32 panels on my roof.
what is each watt? What's the value of each watt or each panel?
I couldn't tell you, James. I've had them for about a decade now.
Well, if you've had them for 10 years, then what they probably are, each one of your panels are probably like 200 or 250 watts or something like that. The ones that we installed here, they're 550. Each one is 550. Okay. So if you have, how many did you say you had on your roof?
32 panels.
32. Well, we got 18. So if you have like 250s and we have 32 of those and we have 18 at 550s, we're probably above the value that you have of those. And also, these are kind of neat, and we're going to talk about them a little bit more in one of our upcoming episodes. Is these solar panels actually have solar panels on the top and the bottom. So what it does, the ones that are on the bottom acts like we have a remote control for our TV that you can put inside your house, and just when you flip it over, it has a small solar panel on it, and it takes the ambient light inside the room. It doesn't need sunlight. It just takes whatever ambient light is, and it charges the lithium batteries inside the remote controller. Now, the new solar panels that we have on the roof here, that's the theory. That's the basis for how they collect more energy, even from underneath the solar panel, from the ambient lighting around and reflecting on the roof itself.
Interesting. Yeah. I usually throughout the year I break even, but summer months, like you said, run the AC a lot, and everything else is what I usually pay for my annual billing. So like I said, what I used to average monthly in my home was about between $400 and $500 a month. I only pay around those amounts between July and September.
So during those months, during the high consumption months, what is your average bill that you have to pay back to your utility company?
Well, I don't get it monthly. I get it on my annual date, which is every May, and I usually average about $1,200 to $1,300 a year.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's good. Yeah. That's good. So we're testing, and we're trying to get as close to zero as possible. We'll see how close we get to that objective.
Mm-hmm.
Peanut butter whiskey. So what do you think, Trey? This is the Brio.
What's up?
This is the new camera we were talking about.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is the system I use. Yeah, the Mevos.
No, we were talking on Matt's channel. I was getting a new camera, and
Oh, okay.
you defended my purchase.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
came-
like I say, the
came
better
today.
quality,
Yeah, better
Like you
quality
said,
lens,
better
better
quality
quality.
lens, and you'll
Better-
even at lower resolutions, you'll still get a better quality shot.
Yeah.
Because I always
Even
tell people,
drones has a
better
solar
sensor, better
question.
in low
Yeah.
light.
Yeah, the panels have to be cleaned from time to time. It all depends on the area that you live in, the angle of it. It's
or
one of the,
volcanic activity.
or how often the volcano blows.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
the installer said something to me that made sense, and I kind of figured that out as well. We have a really high pitched roof. It's like I think it's around 38 degrees is the pitch of our roof. And the roofs that have a higher pitch like that, the cleaning schedule is not as much as like the ones that are laying flat that are constantly collecting the dust and the debris in the air. So the rains that we get around here most of the time will do a lot of the cleaning. Oh yeah, did you, how about, have you already, since you've had it for like 10 years, did you already, when was your ROI?
it was a long term. I think I have about 5 years still left on that and stuff.
So for your savings, though,
Yeah, savings. I mean, they paid for them. I say they paid for themselves. I would say in the first 5 years, easy. And stuff.
Yeah, that's-
Back then, when you put them in, was there the tax break going on at the time?
Oh yeah. We use that money to pay for the cost to put them in.
So right off the
So
bat,
it was nothing out of my pocket to put them in.
Oh, that's
But like I said, I lease mine, so I'm on a lease program. So I got another 5 years on the lease and stuff, and then and go for it. Because you had the option of paying for it out front and leasing them. And I say I was an early adapter, so I said let me just lease these things and see where we come out at, And now that my parents, even my dad, put some on their house about 2 or 3 years ago, and it's just him and my mom in their house. They are constantly every month, because it's the two of them. They're in the negative. The electric company sends them a little small. They give them credits. They don't send them no money. They just credit
there
their
you go.
account and stuff, because it's a two in the house. And my parents, like I said, my dad's in his 90s, mom's late 80s, and they're old school, dude. I mean, you talk about people out of the Depression era, and they don't turn the AC on no matter what. I got to come over the house to turn the AC on. You put this thing up there and you don't even use it. And then like I said, well, we didn't want to waste anything. I'm like, come on. I walk in your house, I start sweating.
Yeah,
Crypto Man wants to know if you got battery pack. James.
yeah, I have 4 5.2 kilowatt battery packs. I talked about that just a little bit when we first started talking about the upgrade. I started with 3. I had 3, and that gave me about 15 kilowatt hours of backup power for nighttime. And for the first 3 days that it was that I was tracking it, I noticed that about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, it just wasn't enough to sustain it all the way until the sun came up in the morning. So yesterday we just had them install 1 more, and I think that's the magic number. So we're just a little over 20 kilowatts of battery backups, the 4 of them. So I think that will cover us all night. The solar will charge the batteries during the daytime, so everything kind of takes care of itself.
Yeah, that's the only thing I
Thank
wish
you,
I
Paul.
could have got when I had mine put in. It's the batteries were not available back then, and they just more popular now. But that's one thing I wish I could have had added with the battery backup system. Now, let me ask you this: now, are you surprised that you've been monitoring very closely? Are you surprised of the amount of power your house uses at night?
Well, I looked. My house actually, no, it's actually exactly what I thought it would be, because our biggest consumption inside the house is we have 6 refrigerators. We have 5 refrigerators and a deep freezer. And when I say refrigerators, when I say 5 refrigerators, it's not like full size refrigerators. We have like mini bar, like bar refrigerators. So we have 2 big main refrigerators, the big one in the kitchen, and we have one in our bar down in the basement. And then we have in our bedroom, we have like a little wet bar in our bedroom that has a little like a dormitory type refrigerator.
Everybody
up there.
needs a wet bar in their bedroom.
I say James is telling on himself. All these little mini fridges around the house. Like, I just got to get a drink.
And then, then we have they're like the wine chillers. We have one down in the bar down in the basement, and we have one in the pavilion. So, but I think those are the ones that consume most of the power over the nighttime. But even with those running over nighttime, and remember those are compressors that go on and off and on and off, so they're not steadily drawing current the whole time.
That's what I was getting at. I know with all the electronic devices we have in our houses, people don't realize how much current they continue to draw. TVs, refrigerators, every little thing from clock radios to whatever you have plugged in. Everything.
Central air conditioning.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's for us. We don't really use that much air conditioning here. We actually live in a very mild climate area of the Philippines. There's 2 places that have really mild climate over here, and that's Baguio, and that's up in the mountains. It's actually cold up there. And
that's where my wife's family's from, Baguio.
Yeah. So we rarely ever turn on the air conditioner. We have those 3 air conditioners. I tell you, we have 7.5 horsepower of air conditioning units. We have a 3 horsepower, 2.5, and a 2 horsepower in our bedroom upstairs. But we probably, in 5 years that we've been here, I probably have less than 2 weeks worth of power on for those air conditioning units. It's pretty much comfortable here year round, just using the oscillating fans, which is what most people use inside their houses around here. I mean, if you're someone from North America who's used to cranking the air conditioner down to like 72 degrees inside your house, you will definitely use air conditioning over here.
Yeah, I agree. Say you're climatized. You've been out there so long. You're
yeah.
Well, Dre, it's like you were saying earlier. When I first came down here to Florida, my dad was, and we stayed with my dad till we got a house, and he keeps the house at 78 all the time. I said, what? You got central air, and it was his power bill was next to nothing. I was like, why you got it so? Funny thing is, now over time, because you save approximately, depends on the house and how efficient it is, up to 8% per degree on your electric bill with central air in Florida. And so I'm up to 77. That's where I keep my house all the time, and I'm very comfortable.
Yeah, we keep ours around 78.
You do 78.
6 days out of 78. Sunday's the only day we'll drop it down where it goes down on the automatic settings where it drops down to like 75. So.
Okay, fine. I'm shooting for 78 now.
Yeah, 78 is what we keep at. And I say I have a set. I even have a set where normally we're all at work or the kids when they're here at school, and we had it at 80, and then about a half an hour before the wife gets home, when she used to get home before me, it would kick down to 78, make sure the house was cooled off when she walked in the door.
Well, like James was saying, when I first came down here, I wanted 72, 73, 74 felt wrong, but now I'm comfortable at 77.
Yeah.
You just acclimate yourself.
Yeah.
But unfortunately in Florida, it's pretty humid, so you need to run it to get the humidity out of the house.
Yeah, it's the humidity. Well, humidity is probably the best thing for the air conditioning. Even here, we should probably use it every now and then. I see that somebody asked Stephen Jones asked, can you go off grid with solar panels? Well, you can go off grid, but you can't just do it with the solar panels. You have to have a hybrid system like what we have right here. Yeah, because the solar panels are only good for when the sun's up. You got to put the batteries in. So what they'll do is they'll store the energy during the daytime, and when the sun goes down at the end of the day, the batteries will run you all night long, depending on and the amount of batteries that you have is all dependent on your load, how much energy you consume. And but yeah, there's plenty of people that are off grid.
Yeah, but I'll go a little further. I know here, especially in Southern California, Edison will limit the number of panels you can put on. They won't let you go completely off grid. They'll look at your average monthly billing and they'll say, okay, this is what you want. Because I wanted more than 32 panels. I told the guy, put them on this side of the roof, catch the sun going down on the other side of the roof off the garage and all this kind of stuff. And they're like saying, no, Edison will only approve you for this many right here.
Well,
Sure.
let me tell you something. When we first 5 years ago, and Art remembers it, we had 3 solar companies come here to Villa Feliz and give us quotes and recommendations on how to install solar panels on our house.
Mhm.
And it's a Mediterranean style architectural roof. That's why it has so many different. It's complex. It's a very complex roof.
Mhm.
So we only have one
Yeah.
area of our roofing space that has a lot of area that
Right.
it would accommodate how many? 9. It'll accommodate 9 panels. And that's all they wanted to do. They just wanted to, and it's facing the east, and east and north are the worst places that you can put your solar panels.
Right.
And so all 3 of the companies, because I asked them, I said, listen, can you put so many on the east side, put some on the south, and put some on the west? And they were like, no, we can't, you can't do that. And I'm like, why can't you do that? Oh, it's just they were trying to feed me the Christmas tree light thing. Oh, if
Oh
it's
yeah.
if it stops gathering on this one, it won't work for the other side. And I'm like,
Mhm.
in the United States, that's a typical installation. You have it on all different interfaces for different angles around the house, so you capture energy all day long as it goes from the east to the west. But they all said the same thing. I don't know if it's that they just didn't want to deal with the installation, the complexity of the installation. So when Go Solar came here, and actually there were 3 companies that came here over the past 2 months to give us quotes, and they all said, yeah, that's no problem putting them like that. So I don't know what's the difference between the installer. I don't think they had the experience back
Right.
just 5 years ago. So we're taking advantage of the sun at all parts of the day,
Yeah.
from when it rises, and we're still
Right.
getting 6:30 in the evening time. And this is the shorter part of the year. Once we start going towards the longer part of the year, we should be getting even a lot more energy during the day. So I think we're really good with the 4 batteries that we installed. And you were talking about in your area where they will not let you go off the grid.
Right.
Here they have net metering, which is very similar to the net metering they have in the U.S.
Mhm.
And what they do is you don't really sell energy back. You get credits. That's applied towards whatever energy that you use that's beyond what your solar system can collect. So
Yeah.
what you do, when you get energy from the utility company, they have these credits that are saved up that you push back into their system, and
Mhm.
they credit you for that, and it reduces your obligation to the utility company. Unfortunately, they don't they don't buy back your energy at the same rate that they sell you the energy.
Of
Nobody
course,
does.
of course. Yeah.
No.
Well, like I said, I'm on the same thing. You have to pick a plan of what time of day you want to sell back energy, and they always try to trick you into going for the later in the day. I said, hold up, partner. I want mine in the middle of the day where I'm producing the most energy, which is probably an overage. I'll sell you back that amount. They're talking about, oh, sell us this amount during these hours. I said, yeah, later in the day where I don't get as much power generated.
Well, for what Steve was just asking about the AC hot water at night, we actually have solar hot water heater, and our solar hot water heater it's insulated and everything, so it heats the water up during the daytime,
Mhm.
and we're able to use that stored energy overnight from the collector. So we actually we never turn it. There's another feature with our solar hot water heater that you can turn a breaker on. It actually has a element inside, and that's supposed to be if you go like so many days and you have no sun whatsoever,
Mhm.
and your water just isn't getting heated up enough, you can actually heat it like a traditional hot water heater. But we never turn it on. It's always fine. So that's free. Our solar hot water is free. Now most of our energy is free. And something that we did here, and you'll see in the next episode, because a lot of people started asking me about my EcoFlow. Remember, we did episodes on the EcoFlow battery backup storage system that we have here, and that was quite an investment too. But I worked with the solar installers. We put our heads together, and what we did is we have 3.6 kilowatts of battery backup storage, two units. We have the optional battery and the EcoFlow Delta Pro, And that normally will provide, usually 10 or 12 hours of emergency backup power when we have brownouts here. So what we did is we integrated that package with a secondary. Hold on, Art. I know you want. This is important. What we did is we integrated our EcoFlow emergency backup system with a secondary automatic transfer switch. So in the event we have a catastrophic type of an event that goes here, we have a typhoon where the grid is down, the utility company is down. We have really bad weather where we can't get any enough energy from the solar panels, and it depletes all the batteries. We are totally off everything. The inverter goes off because the inverter has to be powered by either the batteries or by your utility company. So we've depleted everything. We have no stored energy. We have no bottleneck or utility company, and we don't have any of that. So what happens, that secondary automatic transfer switch will pick up the EcoFlow that's in the generator room, our old generator room, and it will switch over to that so that we have emergency backup power when everything is down. Armageddon's happened here, and all that stuff is down. So we actually have backup. And we tested that. We tested that because we actually had a brownout when they were installing the fourth battery over here. And when they installed the fourth battery, they had to take all the batteries offline. So we didn't have the batteries. We didn't have the utility company because it's a brownout. And then we just transferred over to the EcoFlow. And we did that until the utility company came back on and they finished doing the install of the fourth battery. So it worked real good. We have a backup of a backup. And you'll see that.
So much more advanced than me. I actually have a shed in the backyard that I don't have power to. So I went to Harbor Freight and I bought myself one of those motion sensor lights with battery, uses battery. And I have a little solar panel that I attach to my shed. And so when I go out to my shed at night, I open the door and it sees me opening the door, and I've got bright LED lights in my shed. And I'm really happy, proud of that.
Only thing I can tell you, James, is keep an eye on your inverters. I lost one over the 10 years, so they had to replace one of my inverters. So
why? What happened?
It just went out. There was nothing they could say. It just went out, and then it took them about almost 3 weeks to find another one to replace it. So we'll let Art give away his turtles because I love turtles too. So we'll let Art take over.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, put hashtag mini turtles in the chat, and we will draw for mini turtles this week. Yes. Who was Brent to eat more possum was the winner last week. So put in mini turtles, not mini girdles, Bill.
One word.
What? Mini girdles?
Hashtag mini turtle.
I think I spelled that right.
I'd like to do the solar. It's funny. My house, I just have a ranch. My house faces east and west, so I'd probably be a little less efficient than I could be. But then again, I could put them on both sides. I get sunrises and sunsets.
Yeah.
It's about how your roof is situated more than anything else. Not actually the house.
It's a typical 412 pitch roof, and it's almost exactly east west.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Stephen Jones is asking about. I know my monthly bill, other than the summer months, register. Like I said, I break even, so I get no bill. Only thing I do pay into on a monthly basis are all the different little utility tax here in California. You pay state utility tax, county utility tax, local city utility tax, and connection tax and everything else. So that's adds it to about maybe $18 a month. All the little extra taxes.
All right, let's welcome all the way from Liverpool, New York. It is Chuck and Kovacic. Welcome. Hey, let's go ahead and
the giveaway.
The happiest man in the Northeast. Chuck. Now that his Mavic 3 works correctly, he is the happiest man in the Northeast.
Chuck, I missed you, man. Where you been?
I'm busy, man. It's summertime. I got stuff to do.
All right, we got 15 entries. Let's get that up to 20.
A piece of steak.
Come on, folks.
Wait, what is it? Mini turtles. Hold on.
You
Hold
gotta
on.
Mini
priorities,
turtle.
man.
Hold on.
You have
Hold
to have
on.
priorities.
Hold
This
on.
is the
Wait.
priority right here.
Wait.
Chuck, you got a
Yeah.
piece of steak right there. Get it out.
All right, we're almost there. We need 3 more, folks.
Every time I go whenever I do go into the mall, I go by the C's Candies and buy a little bag of turtles.
Every time I see this bottle, it reminds me of a bourbon bottle. You know, bourbon. This is
I
actually
have steak?
Canadian.
I'll
This
go
is
floss. I'll
Canadian
be right
maple.
back.
Yeah.
No alcohol
Alrighty.
content in that maple at
We're
all.
1 more away. Come on, folks.
No alcohol content.
Come on, Angie. Put in hashtag mini turtles in. Mudball. Don, go ahead and put hashtag mini turtles. We'll get up there to 20 and then I'll draw.
Or even
Angie's
more
in. I didn't even see Angie. Angie's in here. Hi, Angie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't
Hey,
see
Don
Angie's
and-
sexy picture, Bill? Where
Alrighty,
drone
we
legend?
hit the magic number 20. Let's go ahead and draw, shall we?
Hey, Lori, I see you in the background there.
Yeah.
Hey,
Baz.
congratulations, Mike Wright, Tetsart Drone Guy. Congratulations. You are the winner.
I'm gonna wave
And
the
I will
Texas
ship
flag.
that out probably tomorrow.
Doesn't
All
doesn't
right.
Mike like win every second week or something? Like
I was
Pretty
gonna
much,
say, I
it's
could have
the-
sworn
yeah,
he
he's-
just won.
He's got the right
He
magnet for
won
the job.
stickers. He won stickers, not.
I didn't say what he won.
Ooh,
I just said he keeps winning.
That still
those
looks
are
good, even though I just
odd-looking
ate steak. That
pancakes
still
there.
looks okay, James.
Oh, Sabah bananas.
Oh, Sabat. Ooh.
Sub
Fried.
bananas.
They're fried.
Banana.
Yeah. And my wife, it's like caramelized. She caramelizes in some like sugar.
Well, she needs to
Yes,
make some Tyrone. That's
He won
good
stickers
stuff.
last week. God knew he won something.
It's low calorie.
Well, Chuck, I had to bail
Hey,
you out this
Widgeon
morning, man.
Big hit
You're the
500.
first person. You're the first person on there. Nobody but Art was like, "There's nobody here. There's nobody here." So
Good for you. Good for you, Paul. Excellent. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Congratulations,
Got,
Paul.
Got other shit to do.
Oh,
Sorry.
You got an art bump
Busy.
going on tonight?
there's
Freaking dad
nothing
fell
more
and split his
important.
head open last night. There's a lot of
There's
shit
nothing
going
more
on.
important than being on an
Sorry.
art show. You know that.
Yeah.
No, really, life's way more important. I mean, seriously, my dad fell and split his head open last night.
Ooh,
So like,
Oh,
sorry
yeah.
to hear about that.
Well, that's more
he's,
important.
he's all right now, but I mean, there's just a lot
Sorry
of
to hear
stuff
that.
going on, boys.
Did we make coffee?
I don't know.
No, we didn't. That's okay. I'll make coffee after this.
It's supposed to be your breakfast.
No, it's my job. That's right.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Echoey,
Art,
echoey.
tell me on your show I failed everything this morning around the house here.
Besides, now I want to fly a couple of drones. I have 2 drones that are both flyable now. The Mavic 3 finally cooperates, and the Mini 3 Pro has never been uncooperative. It flies sweet. And,
now, Chuck, you have the DJI FPV drone, right?
yeah, that's just fun. That thing's fun.
Okay. Now, does those goggles have HDMI
Out?
input?
No, I can't put anything into them. As far as I know.
Oh, darn. Because there's a way you could take a smart controller, whether it's the new RC or the smart controller, where you could hook
Plug it in.
those up to goggles and you could fly FPV with
Well, is there?
How do I do this?
Wait, maybe there is.
I'll be back, Art.
Yes.
I
I
haven't
gotta go
watched any
make some
videos
coffee.
on it.
All
could be.
right.
Hammer down that food, James.
Well,
Yeah, I don't
Chuck-
know. Like the
Because Dono just did a video about these Orqa FPV-One pilot goggles, and he had that hooked up to the new, the RC.
RC Pro.
And it'll work with the Mavic 3 and the Mini 3.
Wait, the RC Pro got an update for Mini 3? You didn't say
Yeah, that's
that.
what-
Did you say that?
Well, I was going to ask you, who posted that the new RC controller now works with the Mavic 3?
Well,
It does. Mine
you know
does.
what? Maybe I should back that
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Check
Reverse
that out. But,
Okay,
yeah, don't know. Let me
The new
Sure.
the new Mini 3 Pro controller, the sexy little RC controller with the screen.
RC Pro.
Right.
No, not the RC Pro. That's the big, nasty, full-on. That's the $1,200 beast. The RC that
okay.
ships with the Mini 3 Pro, if you choose it that way, is $309 US. That thing now binds to not only the Mini 3 Pro but the Mavic 3, and I've done that with both of my
okay.
aircrafts, and it's sweet because it's really light, it's very portable, it's very convenient. But it doesn't work with my Moverio glasses. The USB-C ports don't output to the Moverio glasses. That's my test. The RC Pro does output to my Moverio glasses. So I suspect that the RC Pro will output to the device that Ken's talking about.
Okay. All right. So yeah, maybe I misspoke.
The
But
output
anyway,
the
I thought
output's
that was
disabled.
pretty cool.
It is cool, but the cool little lightweight RC controller that ships with the Mini 3 Pro is, I think they had to remove that functionality for the video out because some kind of, they needed the memory for something else or something. I
Right.
don't know what the rationale was, but they took a feature away.
It may not have the processing power.
It's pretty light, man. It's light.
Okay.
It's convenient though. Super
Super
convenient.
So
Doesn't-
check out Ken's video, and I just thought that was pretty cool. And you know, I might be able to do that with my smart controller, where I could fly the Mavic 2 Pro and the Air 2 and maybe the Mini 2 that way. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, the goggles, if you can get first person view with like a Mavic 3 or even a Mini 2 or whatever, it makes it a lot easier to fly through those tight spots for sure.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I
But
thought
that
was-
FPV drone's
and
just damn fun.
Look at the price. It's $570. So maybe with taxes, you're close to $600.
It's pretty spendy though when you think about it. I mean, it's another drone.
All right. Well, let's welcome back James. He's got the coffee going.
I'm not as tech savvy as you guys are. I don't know how to do the thing where you have like your picture of your icon in the background while you walk away. I just hit
You
mute
can
my.
you can edit that, I think, right? You can edit that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Uncle Bill. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. How do you do that, Bill?
I don't know how to do that.
Go
I
just
actually
edit
don't
it.
remember.
I don't remember how to do now, but I just edited it. I think it's in StreamYards. I edited it. Yeah. You go down to the three dots, like when you go
Oh, yeah,
down
I
to your
went-
picture.
no,
Go down to your
that's what
picture
you
in the
did.
lower left,
No, I did. That's what I did. I
and
did,
click on Edit Avatar.
Oh, you got to
Yeah,
edit
that's
avatar.
it. Edit avatar. Yep, he's got it.
Okay,
Chuck's got it.
And then you pick one. Like I could actually use, like I could turn mine into this. I could have it be my, there's my
Channel
QR code for
page.
my channel. I don't know if it works,
Yeah.
but probably doesn't
There you
work.
Can't see the whole thing.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. Hold on, I'm trying to do that now. While you're talking, this is like an
Yeah.
online lesson.
Super
right
easy,
here.
dude. Piece of cake.
Now,
You can do this.
this-
You can do this.
we're-
You can do it.
We're missing something a little bit. Something with my channel. I wonder what we're missing. Bill, do you see something that's missing?
Okay, I did it. I'll try it in a minute. All right. Oh, but I heard.
Yeah,
No, I don't.
I
What's
haven't
going
seen
on?
any super chat. So
Oh,
hey, that's what helps to pay for the candy and the shipping and you know, the neat upgrades that keeps us this thing going. You know,
This
so
thing's going.
keeps this
Oh,
channel
thanks, Don.
going. So
Glad you liked it,
if you
Don.
want to throw in a few bucks, that'd be cool.
Don was chatting away with Jim Beauchard in my premiere this morning with Lori. That was fun.
And if you want to PayPal me, here is my PayPal. So let's make me big.
How's the job
There we
hunt going,
go.
Art? How's the job hunt going?
Still looking.
Okay.
Yep. Been on it. Oh, now we're getting, okay, we're getting the trolls. The trolls are hitting us.
Uh-oh.
JSK's
Yeah.
got you covered.
Oh,
Awesome. Thank
And
you,
Jim Droning.
Leonard.
I might trying to advertise. I think I'm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been getting pretty bad. Even in the videos, I see a lot of that.
Yeah, I
silly
noticed
stuff
that
happening.
on, yeah.
Mhm.
I keep getting the I
Thank
won
you,
a prize from
Bill.
Billy Cow all the time.
We'll
I
get
said,
delayed
Oh.
at cha-ching.
Billy owes me about 5 drones.
Yeah, Billy's imposter owes you about 5 drones.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. He said,
Billy's
"Oh, you won a prize from Billy Cow."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There you
What's
go.
that? What's that service that they all
Oh,
use?
Mr. JRC, thank you. Oh, yeah.
Cool. I didn't know I was a
no,
porn.
I
I
think
didn't realize I was
it's
capable of being a porn
OnlyFans
star.
page.
That's good news. I
Mhm.
have to ask Gloria if that's really true. She'll probably say no.
Well, then they owe you some link money.
Hey, Crypto Man, you can actually send Bitcoin to my PayPal account.
Yeah.
You could send some cryptos there.
Man, I ran out of wine. I ran out of water. Gonna run dry here. No more water. No more wine. Well, maybe a splash. Damn.
This is all right.
Gonna cut me off? What?
This is too damn hard, man. I went over to because I can't do anything here. You can't do super chats when you're a guest on this thing. So I went over and I opened up Safari, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna send you a super chat, and it's like, I want your credit card information, and I want all this.
You
Like,
can't.
Yep.
You can.
I'll get you next time, man.
You can open up the YouTube. Open up the YouTube link on the side. Mute it, and then pop out the chat. You can do
It's
that.
too many steps, Chuck. Too many steps.
Oh, you Apple guys! You want everything spoon fed to you, man.
Yeah.
Spoon fed. You can do it, James. You can do it. Keep saying that.
Hey, you know, my PayPal, I could take Filipino pesos too.
Ooh, see,
Well,
it
that's what it
accepts
said.
all
That's what it
currencies.
default- When I went over there, it defaulted to it's put a arbitrary number in pesos inside the fill.
There you go. You know, 5,000 pesos would be really nice.
Is that $1.25?
No, I think that's what, $50?
Probably.
No, 5,000. 5,000 is $100.
Oh,
Say like,
Well,
was
the
it
peso-
120
peso has
pesos is like
gotten up
$1
there.
or something?
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's more than $100 now. Do you know? And the past like 3 months, about 3 months here, the dollar is so strong against the peso because normally I base everything on 50 pesos to the dollar. That's how it's very easy. It's real easy to calculate anything. And for buying power, do you know the peso is up to I think just over 57. It's like 57. Hold on. Let me see what the last one.
Makes sense with the inflation rate over here. Right?
It's moving.
We're getting killed over here, yeah.
56.27. It went to like 56.38 the other day. So basically, for every 5 peso it goes up on $10,000. Like I have living expenses over here, so I have to do bank transfers from my U.S. bank account to my Philippine bank account over here for living expenses. So just going up 5 pesos, only 5 pesos, but 55, and it's 56.20 something right now. It's going up 5 pesos on a $10,000 transfer. That's $1,000 extra you get. You get what you used to get $10,000. You get $11,000 now for that, and it's going up. That was at 55. It's 56 something, going up towards 57.
Well, that's how you can afford to burn all those waffles.
There you go. Did you burn up the waffles? Did you guys burn up
Yeah.
the waffles this morning? I saw some smoke and
Yeah.
stuff
Oh,
happening.
you missed it.
Hey,
Chuck,
Robbie.
Oh, there's Robbie. Yeah.
If you would actually make it on time, you would see all this really cool stuff, man.
Well, I was grilling steaks. I was making my own smoke on the grill at the time when you guys are smoking up waffles.
It was ugly.
I was doing a New York strip. Doing a New York strip on the grill. Came up kind of okay.
It was ugly.
Did some
So yeah,
asparagus.
I don't know what's going on because they're, in the U.S. they're talking about inflation and the interest
bad.
rate, and you would think that would be doing negative stuff against the value of the dollar against the foreign currencies.
But it's global.
doing
It's a global mess.
It's doing exactly the opposite. The dollar is so strong here right now. Why do you think? Why do you think Why do you think I just pulled the trigger and we did the solar install right now?
What's the inflation rate in the Philippines? What's the reported inflation rate in the Philippines? Or did they even report that?
I'm sure they do report it. And it's probably in Tagalog on some.
We're up to
other stuff.
9.1 right now. 9.1. Anybody say Jimmy Carter? We're heading for it. We're heading for that 14.
Dude,
Well,
let's not go to politics tonight. Save it for our show
gotta be.
tomorrow. Because I don't want to talk about it because it's all horse shit. So let's not talk about horse shit politics on this show. Let's talk drones.
It's not like
How about that?
over here as far as inflation
Okay.
goes. The only
Okay.
place I notice inflation really going up that's out of control
Get mad at
over
me,
here
Bill.
is two
Politics
things.
sucks.
It's raw building materials, which I'm talking about concrete
Yep.
and steel reinforcement, and the other one is
Did I
gasoline.
piss him off?
Gasoline, but gasoline's
Oh,
actually
well,
starting
too
to go
bad.
down right now. It's starting to go down over here.
Did I piss him off?
you
Well,
Where'd Bill
may
go?
have.
he's getting in this shit that you ought to talk about tomorrow, not tonight. That's all. It's a nasty topic. It just creates bad things. It just breeds bad stuff. Politics is just bad. So, but inflation is globally bad right now. That's why I think.
Bill, get back in here. Don't listen to Chuck.
Oh, Bill, don't put your big boy pants on and come back in. Man,
Hey, Art, I gotta go get ready for Adrian's show.
I've driven
so
everybody out.
All
See,
right.
this is why I shouldn't
Yeah.
come in anymore. Drive everybody out. Anyway,
And then there were three.
and then there were James. Have you been flying your Air 2S?
Yeah, she flew over. Yeah, haven't you watched his last
Everybody-
video?
No,
Yeah,
I've been
yeah,
really
yeah,
bad. I
yeah.
told you guys, I've been really bad. I've been like,
Chuck, I got to tell you, I am in love with the Air 2S and the RC Pro controller combination together. That was probably the best advice you guys ever gave me.
the RC Pro is pretty awesome.
I was so afraid to spend that much money on the RC Pro. I was like, it just made no sense to me whatsoever. It was contrary to all my beliefs for buying these kind of things. But I got to tell you, it's probably one of the best things I ever did in the DJI arsenal of drones and toys and everything that I have. And I love the combination together. They work so good. Did you see my video that I did? I went for the second time after the Taal volcano exploded, and I went back into the volcano almost 2.5 years later. I don't know if you saw
No,
that.
I did.
not recently. You mean the one from before, not one like
Last
in the
week.
last.
No, last
No, and I
week.
totally missed it. I missed it. Nope.
You missed it. Oh,
Yep.
dude, you really need to go back and look at that video.
Mhm.
It's taken me so much. I'm not going to
That's
whine
the first-
about it.
That
It's
was
really
the very
bad.
first test. That was my first test of long distance flying with the Air 2S with the RC Pro, because they were talking about the OcuSync 3 being like so much better than the OcuSync 2, and I'm like, I'm going to test it this time, and I can say my experience was it blows away the Phantom 4 Pro with the Phantom 4 Pro Plus with the
It should.
rated- the
It
remote
should with the
controls.
radio. It should.
The distance that it went, the stability.
Hold on. Art's typing the bill right now. Art's typing the bill. Bill's crying behind the scenes. I know what Bill's doing. Chuck's a dick. What's he doing? Well, sorry,
and-
man.
And we all accept that here, Chuck.
Thank you, because the reason I don't like to discuss politics is because I am not a political expert. I don't pretend to be one.
Were we
But-
talking politics? I thought we were talking inflation rate. We're talking inflation.
Yeah, well,
Inflation.
it's all you know, it gets bundled in because it's like everybody's
No,
like,
well,
Biden's the reason gas is so expensive. Have you looked at the price of gas in the UK and like the EU and every place else? It's through the roof everywhere, people. It's a global economy. All right, now let's get off this stuff already. But yeah, inflation's bad
Okay.
everywhere, and that's
Well,
why
it's important when I talk about the Philippines. It's really important that I talk about these things that affect the cost of living of people.
it's
over
all
here.
it's all really bound together. It's
Yeah. But I was just so
we're one
surprised. I was
planet.
so surprised that most everything around
continent.
here is life. Life is normal. Everything is really when it comes to spending and costs and everything like that.
No, I need.
The only thing that's really changed is the price of the raw materials. Like I said, the concrete and steel.
Yeah.
And
Oh God, that's
it's like
expensive here.
it's horrible. It's gone up. It's gone up where you
Yeah.
used to could build, like you used to could build this house, like this house right here, and we'll say, if you got an estimate on this house in 2017, the estimate, this is not the cost, this was the estimate that I got from multiple, like 5 quotes. It's like just over 7 million pesos. That's like $140,000. But you try to do this kind of a build today, 5 years later, with the cost of the building materials, and this place it's more than doubled. It will probably be 16.
Well, it's the same here in the States. The building materials are just astronomically more expensive than they were even just a year ago, let alone 2 years ago. It's gone crazy. And I know part of that is because they have to transport them, and because fuel costs are so elevated that it drives up the cost of getting the materials from point A to point B, and it's all.
And plus, you have the supply issue.
And the
because
supply issues, supply and
You
demand
know,
issues.
we were shut down for a year. Nothing got made and nothing got moved.
And now
for
everybody
several
wants the
months.
stuff all at once.
Yep.
And
Now the demands are,
just
know,
flip
right
the switch and went like.
after.
vroom.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's really bad, and I'm like,
Well,
crap. There's so many
definitely
things I want to do now, and like everybody else, I want to do stuff, but I'm like, maybe I'll just wait a little bit longer. I don't know if that's
Well,
going to help me or
seeing-
not. Maybe not.
We're seeing the effects on the supply chain here, definitely, 100%. And it's everything from just the shipping process to the non-availability of items. We sent, when we were in the U.S., I don't know if you know, Chuck, I was back in May. We were back, we finally got, after 2.5 years, we were able to travel back to the U.S. And we did, every time we go back to the U.S., we pack up a few ballot buying boxes and we send them over here so that some of the stuff from the house, we're slowly getting everything out of the house, and so we can close that side of our life out. And we ship the ballot buying boxes over, and I keep watching. I do the status update so I know when we're going to have a delivery. And I keep getting all these delay notices in Malaysia. They said the ports are full. They can't do the unloading. They can't do all the kind of stuff that they're doing for passing through Malaysia. Then that's a problem. So we're probably going to be at least 30 days delayed on our shipment of that. Our neighbor right here, when I'm talking about the supply chain, he's doing the build over there, and something as simple as the mosquito screen. We have mosquito screens on all our houses. They pull down, has a little roller assembly that goes up in our windows, and they're separate from the windows, and they're all made in China. Everything over here is pretty much made in China, and they're having a problem. They can't get there. They put the order in, and they tried to get the mosquito screens over there, and you're like, no, there's no stock. We can't get it out to you. We can't get it out to you. So they don't know when they're going to be able to get those installed over there.
Sorry, Bill. Wow, it really is. Wow. I get picked on all the time for being thin-skinned, but man, I don't know
Chuck,
what to say.
I think you need to send some of Art's turtles to
No.
to Bill.
Send me turtles.
Yeah, you give him some. You need to send
Well,
him some
you
turtles.
can order them online and have them shipped to you.
I've done that. I've had stuff sent
Yeah.
from
You have a little
Enstrom. That's expensive, but I've had stuff sent, and it's really
little
good.
I'm sorry card put on there.
No, he knows better. My God. Oh, brother. So yeah, it's the RC.
Robbie
It's
wants
the
to know if
DJI
you have
RC.
Lazada.
We do Lazada. SNS. How often do we do Lazada, Ness?
Every day.
Every day. Every day. Lazada is our Amazon.com of the Philippines.
You were talking about that thing many times before. That's your Amazon.
That's our Amazon. It's not as good. It's not as good as Amazon, but it's getting better. Every year it gets better and better. Their customer service is getting better. Everything's getting better on it. The availability of stuff is getting better. And they deliver
Lazada Prime?
Deliver it right to your house. No, they don't. They don't. And that's the one good thing about Amazon is because we're Prime members, and all of our stuff when we're in the U.S. is delivered free. We don't ever pay for anything. Here, there's always a shipping associated with it, but it's cheap. It's like 78 pesos. It's like $1.50 is what they charge you for everything. It doesn't matter what it is. If you order one egg, it's going to be 78 pesos or something like that. Or if you order a big box, it's going to be like 78 pesos.
You got to have Lazada Prime days. Get like those discounts like we have over here.
Oh, they do. They do. They all year round. We just got done with the 7/7, July 7, 7/7. And they have so many days that they do promos. And you're constantly, just like Amazon, you're constantly being bombarded by these notifications,
these deals,
all these deals that they have on there. And then they have these flash sales. You have to like go in and buy, you have like 1 hour or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But what I don't like about Lazada with that, again, I think the integrity of Amazon is still higher. Standards are still higher than Lazada. Is the fact that they let people advertise stuff on, and they might only have one item in stock, and they put, during the 7/7 sale, you can get this. Like I wanted to order these pin lights. You see the pin lights up here. I wanted to order some replacement pin lights, and the regular price on those were like 278 pesos, and they're like 150 pesos. That's going to be the prices on 7/7. So as soon as 7/7 went there, and I went there to click on an order with them, it said 0 stock. So what they did is it was bait. It was bait.
Mm.
Oh, speaking of, that's Jeff Bezos. I'm thinking of Elon Musk. You know that new satellite system that got approved over here for the satellite.
Internet? Starlink.
Starlink. It's approved over here. It's about, I think, about $10 per month less than the charges that they're doing in the U.S. right now. My son just got it up in Oregon, and as a matter of fact, our last video conference on FaceTime, we did it. It was good. It was really stable. It was actually better than when he had a hard wire coming to the house from his internet provider.
Thank you, Chuck.
Come on, Bill.
You. Come on, Bill. Come on back. Come on, Bill. Please.
Come on back, man. Come on. We miss you.
Come on, that's like 2 gallons of gas I just paid frickin' Art. I gave him 2 gallons of gas in New York State.
Hey, don't get political.
Frickin' the most liberal, ridiculous blue state in the nation, probably, next to California.
Well, speaking of gas, I had a job interview up in Longmont, Colorado, which is like a half hour. It's more like a 45-minute drive from here. And it was at Smucker's Jelly. And I get off the highway on Highway 119 going to the plant, and gas is $4.11. And then across the street it was $4.17. And I said, well, get that, top off the tank on the way home. So go for the interview, and then I find out, I'm going to have to stand all day. And I'm like going, that would have been nice to have that in your job description.
That would be nice to let you know that stuff up front.
Yeah. Hey, Crypto Man, thank you very much.
Ooh, we got a train going to get Bill back.
So
come on,
I
Bill.
went back to that gas station that was $4.11. Yep, to pump. There was a little bit of a line. It wasn't too bad. So I get up there.
Yeah.
I had to go inside to pay because it wouldn't allow me to use my credit card at pump. So I go on in and I paid for, X amount of dollars and get back out. It's $409. Like,
Formula
cool.
409.
So I filled it up and head on home and because it is it is about $479 at the most around here.
Did you know
There's some places that are $469 and
Jesus, did you think about what we're saying about the price of gas? We're like, it's only $479 now. It's like, come on. Art, think about that, man. It was
it's
like,
not quite $5, but hey, we're
gosh.
getting close.
Well, yeah, that's the breaking point for most. Well, at least for me, it was like when it broke over $5 a gallon. I was like, holy crap! Now I can't look away when I have to look away when I'm pumping fuel now. But holy crap! And like,
well, that's where you need the "I did it" sticker. Joe Biden, I did that.
No, he didn't. He's done a lot of dumb things, but not that.
Hey Chuck,
Sorry.
your wife just asked me a question. She said,
Yeah.
James, you both traveled quite a bit from Thailand to actually from the Philippines to the Carolinas, and then Hawaii. Did it go smooth? Yeah, Lori, it went. No, it didn't go smooth.
You're gonna oh God, what are you gonna tell her?
No, I'm not gonna go through I think I kind of went through with. It did not go smooth because when we went, that was before they dropped all these restrictions. There were lots of restrictions. We flew back, I think, on the 28th or the 29th of what was it? May, June? No, yeah.
Well,
when we flew back, they had just stopped the restrictions in the Philippines for all these crazy tests and all these things that you had to have, the requirements.
I interrupt this message, Chris. I hate Biden less than I hate the Republicans. Okay, I hate them all, but I hate the Republicans more. And I'm a registered Republican. Okay, I am, and I fucking hate them. So can we stop talking politics now, please? Okay, or I'm gonna go off too with Bill because I don't want to talk about this crap because this country's a flipping mess. So save it for tomorrow.
Oh, by the way, Crypto Man just paid me in Turkish lira.
Is he in Turkey?
I guess so.
Really?
Yeah.
Crypto Man.
Not
Hey, are you in Turkey?
Yeah, Crypto Man, are you in Turkey?
Are you living in Turkey or what's up with
Are
that?
you in Istanbul or Ankara?
The reason I asked that because I spent a lot of time in Turkey. It's a beautiful country, beautiful people.
Yep.
I told you guys I don't want to talk about politics. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about here. Nothing. Holy crap! All right. Go.
Oh boy,
You're gonna get a lot of views today, Art.
yeah. Chuck and Bill have a meltdown on ArtCo drone solution.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put that for your thumbnail. All right, Bill, you can come back now. Anyway, well, what were we just talking about? We were talking about before I was asking about the Turkish thing. Oh, Lori was asking. No, it wasn't smooth. It wasn't smooth because of a lot of restrictions. And if Lori, I guess your husband didn't let you watch our Hawaii video. You have to go watch our Hawaii video because I kind of explain a lot of what happened, the problems mainly at the airlines, lots of issues with the testing for the COVID testing stuff and restrictions, especially Asian countries, especially Korea. But we made it back okay. We had a good time. We had a good time in the U.S. We had a good time on the island of Hawaii outside of mainland U.S. And it was a lot of fun.
All right, I'm sending a link to Robbie. Then we'll have two guys that could talk our ears off. Oh,
Is
Oh, Bill, Metro Drones. Thank you very much.
Mm.
All right. Okay.
Awesome. Well, you're
We
doing
got
okay.
someone. Oh! Now we
You're
got
doing okay.
two people coming back. Chuck is back, and we got Robbie all the way from Thailand. Welcome. Okay.
Trump.
No, I don't want to talk about politics. Please don't. Let's just not. It's such an awful topic. I've
Okay,
told you guys
let's
a million
switch to
times. It's the
drones.
last thing I want to talk about because everybody's gonna hate me and I'm gonna hate everybody else, and you just can't win. You can't win it. It's like
Chuck,
you have your opinion, I have mine, and that's fine. Have your opinion.
Chuck, you ever been
Fine.
on? You ever been on Art Show here with Robbie before? Are you two been on together at the same time?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Did you ever think that there was someone who talks more than I do? Did you ever think that?
I saw you two guys having a head-to-head before.
When you
Well, I met my.
you have people that speak English. You have people that speak English there. I don't have it over here, so I go months with only being able to speak English to you guys.
Well,
Only
that's-
you.
Robbie, I tell you, we get guests from our vlog. Our subscribers come to visit us every week from all around the world, every week. And I had one that actually retired over here. He retired about an hour and a half to the east of us, right here. And what he told me? He said the small town that he lives in over there, almost nobody speaks English. It's a very rural area. And he said, one of the main reasons I want to come visit you, I just want to speak with somebody who speaks English. And he came over and he spent pretty much the whole day with us over here that day. And I think he got to exhaust being able to speak in
Exactly.
our native tongue.
It's time for another drawing. It's time for stickers.
Oh
Yeah,
man!
Art, you better
All right,
stay
put
running.
in the
Making
chat.
money.
Put in hashtag stickers, and we'll do a drawing.
I have to go back and open up the browser.
Yes, you do. I know. We're
Oh,
a pain in
God.
the butt.
So how many
I'm not
of you?
complaining.
How many of you run lights? How many of you run lights on your drones? Those LED cubes and stuff.
I don't have to because I don't fly after Civil Twilight.
Oh, that's not politically correct. Yeah. We just give you a hard time because we know you react towards it. But let me tell you what I found. I have been using some of the lights on my other drones, and man, some of those things are $30 and $40 for the lights. But with the power of Lazada, James.
Oh, nice.
$1.
Oh yeah, I've got one of those.
And how do you attach that? How do you attach that to the drone? Is it like underneath
Velcro.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes with
Velcro has a sticky side. Yep.
Or it's got a latch on both sides there for a rubber band to fit here, and it hooks around the other end for the arm of the drone. But let me tell you, these cost like $20 or $30 in the U.S. There's just no label on it. Got it from Lazada. With shipping, it costs like $1, $20, $25. But here's the thing I like about it. Some of them that you buy with these have different colored lens caps that cover it. Okay, that's one. The second one has 3 colors that flashes. This one has all the colors built into the board.
I got one of those. Yep.
It gives you solid colors and flashing colors in 5. So it actually has a lot more features than what my Yolandi had. So that's what, like white, blue.
And you could change the duration. You could have it go, or it could go beep 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 beep, or it be
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and start collecting comments. Alrighty. We are up to 9. Come on, folks. We need to do better than that. Let's get up to 15.
I'm intentionally not.
Because last week we got over 20.
I'm intentionally not entering because I'm allowing other people to win.
Chuck, stop
What?
being on protest.
Huh?
And if I win, I want you to send it to Bill. Okay.
Okay. Well, you know what? Bill's got one. So,
Jake,
Bill,
we just
Metro
lost Chuck.
drones, you can only enter one. It doesn't matter how many times you put in.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
enter
we're up to
Chuck Ware
13.
and
Let's get
Chuck.
2 more.
You're not gonna want to send it over here to the Philippines.
You don't want to sit in theory.
Well, because it's just like sending a letter, so it'll be $1.50 to ship this to you.
Yeah, it'll be just like sending a letter, and I'll see it in about a year and a half if I see it at all.
Most likely. Yeah. All right, folks. Well, it looks like 13's going to be it. So let's go ahead and draw. Chris Wedgeworth, congratulations. Chris, you are the winner. And I do have your address. And
I think Chris has won before on some like the turtles or something, right?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, congratulations. And Tom, you know what? I ought to send him a link.
Oh, Robbie, speaking of Lazada, what I do notice though about Lazada, even though they have all these great deals, lots of great deals, it's there's sometimes what you get isn't the actual. Yeah, it's like a counterfeit or a not the original OEM from, and because I especially with a lot of the electronics that you get from those guys over there, and I'll give a case in point, which I'm really disappointed about. I ordered one of these. It's like a pickup for a guitar. It's the one that I have a Cort classical guitar, and it came with a very good Cort electronic pickup system inside of it. Well, it went bad after a few years, and so I did a product review of this product, and I think it's Fishman. It was supposed to be I'm pretty sure it was a Fishman. For those folks in guitars, they know that's a big brand name for the guitar market. So I ordered this Fishman, and in the U.S. it was like $300 for the pickup, and in the Philippines it was like $30 or something like that. So I got it on Lazada and I put it in, and it worked. And I did a product review on it. I'm like, wow, can you believe what you get? And it worked. When I plugged it in, it sounded good. And then I put it away. I did the review. I published it. And then the next time I picked it up and I plugged it in, it didn't work at all. It was toast.
Maybe it needs a battery. New battery.
Yeah, I checked the battery, Art. I checked the battery. But
did you tell the seller? Did you tell the seller the issue?
But did I talk with the seller?
Yeah.
No, because I think I probably did what a lot of sellers expect you to do over there, just kind of blow it off and not to worry about it since it's such a small amount. And I think that's how they make a lot of their money over here. They do that. But one good thing about Lazada, and I don't know how many years you've been dealing with Lazada. I've been dealing with them for 5 years. I know their customer service has gotten much better since the first time so if you need to do a return, or if you have a problem, the process now is so much better. It's light years than years ago when they first started doing returns. For me to do a return from here, if they delivered this coffee cup here, right? They delivered it to me, right? I couldn't just, if it was broken and I said I want to do a return, like on Amazon, you just have Amazon come and pick it up. And most of the time, if it's something not very expensive, they blow it off and just send you a return, right? Yep. What years ago here is they told me I had to drive about 25 kilometers to a warehouse in Laguna in Calamba, and I had to deliver it to a warehouse. So it would cost me more for tolls and gasoline to be able to turn it in. But nowadays, they have actually local places over here that you can do some return. And they
Let's
actually,
welcome all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada. It is Tom Dowling, Lens Capture Online. Welcome, Tom.
What's up, gents?
Good to see you again, man.
Good to see you, Chuck. Hey, what's up there, up in the corner?
Blood pressure's up, I think. I'm trying to get
Blood
it back
pressure?
down.
Hey,
I'm gonna drink
listen,
some
I tell you,
wine
my
and
blood
calm
pressure's
down.
under control. Better living through chemistry. That's all I gotta say. How's everybody doing?
Glad it's Saturday
Hi.
night. We can start a fresh week on the clock tomorrow. Please.
Still Saturday afternoon here, Chuck. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
here
you're
too.
evening. You're 5:50.
Yeah, I
Or
got 10
Sunday
more
morning.
minutes, bro.
Yeah.
10 more minutes.
Yeah.
Thunderstorm rolling through right now in Vegas. We can use
Really?
it. Yep.
There we go.
We have high humidity right now. It's like 42%.
Yeah, but I don't
Okay,
remember.
That's unheard of here.
I don't.
Okay,
remember...
unlike the Philippines, where I think it's 120% relative humidity right now.
I think right now it's right at 100%. I'm going to say.
Yeah,
right
I
at-
would. Yeah, but you fluctuate only between like 99 and 100%, right? I mean,
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
but
pretty
this
much.
time of year.
yeah, definitely.
Pretty.
Well, this is our
damn.
monsoon also, so that's why we'll get an occasional thunderstorm.
Yep. Same here in Colorado. Yep.
Yeah, as long as it hits the mountains, we're good because that's where we need to get our water from. So.
I imagine Robbie's about the same over in Thailand because
I bet
he's
he
just
is.
he's just a hop, skip, and a jump across the pond over here from the Philippines.
Yeah, we're not
I
far away
heard-
from each other.
I
No,
heard
no.
London had like heat warnings and stuff. That's like unheard of. Unheard of heat warnings.
Yeah, we're at 108 right now.
But it's a dry heat.
Me and James are
Yeah,
used
it's
to
dry
heat.
heat.
exception.
Yeah,
This is
skeleton
an
on a Chase
exception.
Lounge holding a beer with the sign, "It's a dry heat." Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the exception for you. If you guys are getting rain, then clearly it's not a dry
Hey,
heat anymore.
we'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah, you need
Hey, James.
Lake Mead needs some help, man.
I'm going to build a balcony. I got to build a balcony on the house. I got to buy a welder. I ain't welded since high school in the class I took. I can figure it out, but I got galvanized tubing, and I'm not sure on the MIG welder what material to get.
You can order. You have your welder? You already have one?
Not yet. I'm going to go over to the local store and buy it.
Oh,
So if I have an
Get
issue,
it on Lazada.
I knew he was going to say Lazada. I knew he was going to say that. Get your welder on Lazada.
I have a brand. I haven't even taken it out of the box, but it's Kawasaki, and it's Kawasaki. And I asked, and what I noticed, all the ironworks
Brad.
people that come around
Missed all
here,
the fireworks, man.
they have the ones that
Good
do this
timing.
for a living. They build all the ironworks on on over by the church, or the local stuff around here. They use the same model as the one that I have, and one of the things that you look for when you look on Lazada, which it doesn't mean it's 100%, but a lot of times they'll put the statement OEM, actual, real, not counted for anything like that. And most of those big companies that have like 95 to 100% the ratings on there, it's going to be the real thing. But yeah, I got a Kawasaki, and I asked the guys here. They said, "Yeah, that's a real good one, and it wasn't very expensive." So,
Okay.
Lazada.
I put in the private chat my email address. Can you send me the model number of the one you bought, and I'll buy it?
Yeah, I sure will. Let's see. It's in the chat.
Hey, we got Brad Alston. Welcome. Good to see you, Brad.
Oh, private
saw
chat. I
Brad
got it.
roll in.
Okay,
Yep.
got it.
What you need is an Otzi acetylene tank.
I'm not
For
that
real heat,
advanced.
yeah.
I want something where I pull the trigger.
I pay other people to brazen weld. 'Cause
Oh,
I
and
stink
hey,
at it.
Chuck, because you're in the HVAC, I got 3
Yeah.
units. They're on one side of the house. I got to move them. I can do the electrical part, but I can't do the part that runs
Yeah, I
the
did.
freon.
Same thing, Robbie. When I changed out the furnace and the air conditioning, I did everything except I had one of my buddies come over and pull down the vacuum, get the system ready to be brazed it all up and get it ready to be juiced up with R410A. Yeah, it's just not my thing. And then he screwed it up.
Know your
So I
limitations.
had to do it
right?
again anyway.
So, Robbie, are you? I can't remember if you said before. Are you buying or renting? Do you own or
No,
rent?
we don't. Yeah, we own.
You
We
own.
own. But
Ah,
go ahead.
You have solar?
trolls are back.
That's in my list too. That's in my
Okay.
list too.
I just started. We just did a solar. It's done at our house. I'm covering 3 solar installations. The one's right across the street from us. Our house just got done, and right behind our street is another one. I'm going to have a lot of information. You might find informative.
Okay.
I'm probably going to do 2 or 3 episodes on this one. Really into detail, and share actual
How you
experience.
handling the storage?
I have 18 550 watt solar panels on the roof, 18. And I have in the basement by the inverter, I have 4 5.2 kilowatt power walls.
Nice.
The battery power walls handle the power at nighttime when the sun goes down.
Yeah.
And during the daytime, the 18 solar panels. So far, it's
You're
only been
getting
installed.
enough of a feed.
Today's our 4th day.
Yeah.
But I'm very, very closely monitoring. And right now, the solar panels are way more than the consumption.
So
that
your
I can
excess, you're utilizing on demand, and then you're storing your excess.
Yeah, I have
for cloudy and nighttime use.
Yeah. I installed what's called a hybrid tied grid system. So I have everything. I have, if I need, I have the utility company that can provide power if I need it.
Right.
If there's no solar and the batteries are
Yeah.
going low, and they'll charge the batteries. Then I have the solar panels, and then I have the batteries, the power walls that will provide during non-sun hours. And then I have one additional thing that most people don't do. I have a backup to the backup. We talked about this earlier. I have the EcoFlow Delta Pros, the basic unit, and an additional battery backup. That's what I was going to go to. I was actually going to use that, but
So
it's
that's
really
that battery actually attaches separately into the EcoFlow, right?
Yeah, I have
On the side,
I have a secondary. I have 2 automatic transfer switches. One automatic transfer switch for the grid and the inverter that provides one of the
protect any backfeed. Yeah.
And then I have, if both of those fail, a really bad situation happened. I was saying it happened yesterday, and it wasn't that it was a bad situation, is that they were installing another battery, and we had to take the batteries offline while they were doing.
Yeah.
And then we had a brownout at the same time. So it gave me an opportunity to test the secondary automatic transfer switch to allow me to switch over to the EcoFlows, which they were charged up. So all the time during that outage, we had power in the worst case scenario. So
Nice.
yeah, but that's what we have here. Yeah.
So your utility company doesn't buy back, right?
They do. They do
So they have metering.
They do the net
service?
metering, but we're not doing that.
Okay.
What I've done is I've talked to several people here in this area, and there's a net metering office at Bottleneck 2 in Lipa. But everyone that's told me about, they said they've had very, very bad experiences with it. They've had issues, and there are so many cons to it. The pros don't outweigh the cons for doing that. And my main objective is to go as independent off grid as possible, but still have the grid there. In case my stuff isn't working properly, if I have a problem, so I have the best role, but to try to use them as little as possible. And so far that seems to be working out really good for me.
What
but I don't want
kind of
to do. I have it's called SEG, 550 watts, and they're here. Hold on, let me see if I can find the term. There's a term, and I'm putting that in my next episode.
Right.
It's,
Welcome to ArtCo Drones and Solar Solutions Show.
Running a 1 kilowatt system, and then
I have something. It's called the panels are called PERC, PERC, passive emitter and rear contact. And what that does, the solar panels actually, they're solar cells on the top and the bottom. They're on both sides. So the top is rated for the 550 watts, and it will actually pull additional power from the cells on the bottom from ambient light that's just reflecting off the roof tiles and just light, just regular light. So,
Yeah.
and what I've seen so far is I'm extremely happy with this technology. It's about 10-year-old technology, and it's just the panels are getting better and better, and they're doing
more
really
efficient.
good. They're
Yeah.
doing really good, because for me, we have a kind of a, when you really don't, I think most people don't think about this when they build their house. They don't think about, oh, I really should build my house where if I'm going to put solar panels, I have a lot of southern exposure kind of a thing. A lot of people don't think about that very big. They just build their house on whatever lot that they like the lot, and then they build their house. But this is something people should think about when they're designing their house.
Sure.
They should take this into consideration. So most of our biggest space for solar, unfortunately, is on the east side. So we have 9 panels on the east side, and then we have 9 panels separated between the south and the west exposure. So, but
depending on time of year,
with these being 550 watts, which is getting close to the top of the spectrum as far as capability of commercial residential solar panels these days, the PV panels, they're performing really well right now. And I like the fact that batteries now last 15, 20, 25 years. Solar panels last 15, 20, 25 years before you need to do any type of a upgrade, change, swap out stuff. And that normally is when you would want to do it anyway, because there's so much new technology by that time. It's about time to swap that stuff out. And the technology is getting better. The prices are coming down on the systems. So I think we picked the right time, because we were going to do this 5 years ago. And that was when the only batteries that they had available here in the Philippines were lead acid. And lead acid batteries normally only last about 2 years.
And plus you're only getting very low efficiency. You can definitely damage them quickly with too deep of a discharge. And too deep of a discharge is anything below like 55%. So,
these will go down to what is it?
I have Battleborn lithium ions on my RV. So, and plus I got 400 watts of solar on the roof of the RV, and man, I can bring those down to a 5% discharge.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, so a big difference in weight, in everything else. But my panels need to be changed out every few years because I'm rolling down the road.
Oh, yeah.
Art, we have 3 guys on here that can make use of solar panels like 365 days a year, and you and I are maybe good for half a year.
Except, actually, Chuck, it doesn't actually work for me. It's not cost effective for me.
But Art probably would.
I'm surrounded by solar farms here, so my electric
the light
is relatively
from you.
cheap.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So my payback period is pretty long.
Oh, your break even's pretty far out.
Yeah, as a retired guy, I'd rather spend that on drones.
Well, we need
James,
something.
James, look at the private chat. I put my Facebook link, James.
I'm actually I don't have the private. I'm looking at everything in the comments section over here. So, there's a bunch of stuff over here. Okay.
Because let's connect there, because we're going to talk solar later, because I want it on a tripod where it follows. This house is only like 1,700 square foot. It's a small house. We did this so we could get this room and build onto the garage and add the balcony. We're just going to keep this house, but we're constructing a new home now. It's our final home. This is my second move, but we own these houses and the one across from us also.
Well, Robbie, to be honest with you, I think if you watch, I think it's either going to be 2 or 3 episodes I'm doing. I just published yesterday episode number 1, and that's kind of an introduction, and it shows where we were at in episode 1. I only want to go more. I don't like going more than 20 minutes on a video these days. So I see I have about an hour's worth of material that I need to present. So I'm probably going to go 2 to 3 episodes for this. And I think any question you'll possibly have will be answered in my in one of the videos, because I'm really going to go into detail. The first one and the first 2 episodes are the installation, and I talk a little bit about the installation of materials that are being used inside there, the differences between roofs, the difference between the builds that we're doing here. The second episode is going to focus more on the completed installation here, and the results that you're going to see, because you can go to the inverter and the inverter will show you how much you're using from the grid, how much you're using from your batteries, some of the configuration options. And if I can fit it into two, if not into the third episode, I'm breaking everything down. I'm going to talk about the different options you have, whether you're tie grid, whether you're a hybrid tied grid, whether you're on grid, off grid. I'm going to talk about the different solar panels that you can get. I'm going to talk about the different technologies and batteries. I'm going to talk about the different options and configurations. What's the best configuration for you? I'm going to talk about your return on investment. I'm going to talk about how much you should really be spending and how to calculate based upon your load that you have, because everybody's different. And I'm really hoping that episode will simplify somebody who has any questions, that they can go to that one video and say, this is exactly what I need. Is the guy trying to sell me the system? Is he overselling me? Or am I going to achieve the goals that I want? So if you can stand by for those, and then if you have any questions, then I'll sit down with you one-on-one if you want to, and we'll talk about anything outside.
Where do you get the stuff? Hope it's not a spoiler, but what was your total cost of installation?
Right now, I think we're right about nine. I got to go back and look at my invoices, because what I did some upgrades after I did the initial, because like I was telling Robbie just now, that when they sold me the package, I had expectations, and they sold me the package, and then after three days of it being installed, I could see that it wasn't going to quite meet the expectations that I wanted. So what I did is I enhanced the system just a little bit. But I'm going to say somewhere in the neighborhood of about 900,000 pesos, plus or minus 900,000 pesos, which is the equivalent to about 18,000 US dollars.
That's cheap.
Now,
That's good. Wow.
Because
and I looked at the prices in the. What's that?
Comparable to what you were talking about, a system here, James, would run in the neighborhood of $65,000 to $75,000.
And that's what I was looking, because I did a bunch of research, and especially because there's a lot of news these days in Miami, Florida, about people getting swindled by some of these.
The big swindle is actually them selling you the system and telling you the government's going to pay you back for it. But that only works if you have taxable income. So when you sell the system to retirees or people on disability who actually aren't paying taxes, there's nothing to recover from. Okay.
Well, it's not.
That's the big problem we're having here in the States. That's one of the big scams. And the oversell is a huge scam. That's another. And the third issue we have here is our utility companies have these regional monopolies, and they can arbitrarily decide that they're not going to provide metering service, or that they're going to allow you off-grid at current premise, which is a weird situation. Like, I don't want your product anymore. Sorry, you got to buy it. Okay? So, those are the issues that are currently facing, like, U.S. consumers. And the break-even point, if you're talking about a $65,000, $70,000 system, your break-even could be 15 years to 20 years out. And depending on who they're selling the system to, you might not have that longevity.
Yeah, and that's something that I'm really going to focus on in the last episode that we do, and it has to do with your return on your investment. Because originally what they sold us here, our return on our investment was going to be about 7 years. I think now it's going to be more likely 8 to 8.5 years for the system right here.
But that's still
to me that's acceptable when you think the life cycle, before you actually need to start swapping out materials with today's technology, not the stuff from 5 years ago or 10 years ago, but with the stuff for today. If they perform according to the specs, and I trust, because these aren't specs that are just given to us from the Philippine solar companies right here. I look at the specs. I go online to the companies. I look at other places around the people who are experienced and reporting their information. So the systems that they're selling today, using the newer panels, the more efficient panels, the more efficient inverters, especially the lithium phosphate iron, the Live 4 power walls inside here.
Yeah.
Now you're looking at really not having to touch anything unless you have some type of a catastrophic failure for at least 15 years. So if you get an ROI somewhere between 8 and 9 years, so the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 6 years before you even have to even consider replacing anything, if you want to replace those. And when I say replace,
maintenance,
that's
key,
your
right?
option, because
Yeah.
at the 15th year, what you're looking at is just a reduction in efficiency. The equipment isn't bad. It just means it's not. The solar panels are going to degrade over time. There's a certain
Your cells won't retain the same energy
Your
levels,
cell- your-
things like
your
that.
power
right?
walls are going to.
But James, the real benefit, which is more key to you than me. I mean, I have pretty stable infrastructure here. Your infrastructure is maybe not as stable, but you have that advantage now where you have redundancy. You have sustainability and redundancy on that system.
redundancy.
So that's, and for that price, I mean, you know what? You're throwing a couple of grand for the EcoFlow on top of that.
No, the EcoFlow is not a couple grand.
What the EcoFlow run you?
No, the EcoFlow in the U.S., and it's almost identical to the prices over here. It's probably about the EcoFlow Delta Pro unit, and that's the control, the main unit that you have to have that already has a full battery pack built in. That's probably around $3,800, and then the battery, then a separate battery to add on it, because you can add 2 batteries to each EcoFlow Delta Pro main unit. Those are about they sell them for $144, about $3,000, $2,700.
They're not much cheaper than the actual unit. Yeah.
But I will tell you, Tom, and I'll this is kind of a spoiler alert ahead of time. I think the performance of the EcoFlow, I think what they did with their technology, their product is superior to the Powerwall that I purchased from.
Really?
It's a good Powerwall, and it's doing very good right now. But what I did was I allowed my EcoFlow to maintain my house by itself. I tested that before, and those are 3.6 kilowatts, and the 3.6 kilowatts for the EcoFlow.
21 gigawatts.
The Fox ESS Powerwalls that I have are 5.2 kilowatts battery packs, and I have 4 of those. And the equivalence between the two, if I were to go to 2, if I were to use 2 5.2 Powerwalls compared to 2 EcoFlows, and remember one's 5.2 and one's 3.6, the EcoFlow seems to be, it doesn't make sense with the mathematics, but the EcoFlow seems to sustain our house longer. The drain isn't quite as fast, and the performance of the unit isn't as bad as the Powerwall.
Running central air?
No, I have inverter split units, very efficient units inside. I could try to go inverters on as many things as possible. DC inverters on, so all of our air conditioning units are inverter DC inverters. 3 of our 6 refrigeration units that we have here are inverters. Our deep freezer and our 2 LG, an LG and a Samsung refrigerator are all inverters. And the ones that are not inverters are the very small ones I talked about earlier. They're like wine chillers, the real small wine chillers that you put in a mini bar or something like that.
Yeah.
So they don't really consume too much electricity. So everything we have here, we have all LED lights. So we're trying to be as efficient as possible. We have a lot of LED lights, but they're all LED. So it's like around, we'll say lights around our perimeter fence here. We probably have inside and outside 35 and 35 inside and outside or something like that.
Really?
They only equate to, I only do one at a time. Usually only the inside lights we keep on. We only turn the outside lights when we have visitors. And it's like 35 lights they only consume like about 200 watts. It's like,
yeah, I did the same thing here. I completely went LED on all fixtures throughout the house, and it made a big difference. I dropped my bill about $30 a month here, but we're not paying that much. When I was back in New York City, I was paying roughly $310 a month in electric, and here we're paying about $97 a month in electric, and and I got tons of stuff running, but and we have central air year round.
Electricity, I don't know if it's the same with Robbie, but here in the Philippines, the per kilowatt hour cost of energy here is higher than in the U.S. It's higher here.
Yeah.
But we don't use a lot. We consume a lot because in the U.S. we have central heating and air conditioning, and and they are power. The old one, it's old. It's over.
Yeah.
It's like 15 years old is what we have inside the house there, and it's not inverters, and they just suck the life out of the utility company there.
Oh yeah, it's my biggest consumer is the central AC.
Yeah. So over here, we chose all very efficient appliances for the house here.
Right.
Even though the rate is higher, the per kilowatt hour rate, we consume less because of the selection of the appliances here. But what's
your bill per month where you're at? What's your bill per month with no solar?
$10,000. That's $200 US.
Okay, and how many square footage?
We're about 4,000. I think about 4,000 square foot.
We're way under half of what you are here. And if I run the 3 ACs all the time, with everything else we got here, I can go up to maybe 150 max. So between $80 and $150. It depends on how.
That's high. That's high then. Yeah, that's high.
Well, that's about what I'm paying, and I probably got about the same square footage as Robbie.
In the U.S.,
I'm about 1736 on this floor plan, I think.
Yeah, in the U.S., I had 3 floors, a full basement, a first floor, and then a top floor, 3 fireplaces, 2 2-ton units, the train units that run it, and I pay a minimum of $500 a month for my electricity there.
Oh yeah, I would expect that
every month. It sucks.
But here's what you do when you're retired: you get rid of the other 2 floors. Okay. That's what you do.
Let me tell you, we started off with 6 houses here that we own. So now we're down to 4. Nice. So if I can just sell, and we had 2 of them that were like 10 hours away.
Yeah.
And it was funny because when she put it up for sale, the guy said, "Hey, I want to buy it." And we didn't hear from him for like a month. And then she tells me last week, she's like, "Hey, get ready. We're going to go sell the house." I'm like, "We're going to drive 10 hours and have to come back." She goes, "No, we do it all in one day." I was like, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Oh, they're going to get the money from the bank." We literally drove there, went to the land office to get the papers showing that it was owned,
right.
Took it over to the bank. They cashed, handed my wife the check, and we were on our way back home. I couldn't believe it. That's the closing.
You're just talking about the bank, and it reminded me of something. I actually had to make the final payment for the solar installers. Once they commission it, you do 20% down, and then they bring all the equipment out, they install it, and once they do what's called commissioning, basically validating everything works right, then you have to pay the balance. So I had to go pay the balance. It was the day before yesterday. So the ones I did before for the down payment, I could do online with my bank. You have a little app, and I could transfer money from my bank is different from their bank. Their bank is Union Bank. My bank is BDO. And I was able to do I can't do a big amount, but I could do several small amounts to pay for the down payment. So that was what. Well, the 80% was much too difficult to try to do it on the app because I would have spent 2, 3, 4 weeks at the minimum amount per day trying to do a transfer. So
Who's your U.S. bank? Who's your U.S. bank?
But it doesn't. What I'm talking about here doesn't matter. But my U.S. bank is Bank of America. I have no problem transferring money from Bank of America to my BDO. No problem whatsoever. I can transfer $100,000 a day through for that transaction. But here, let me tell you about. I'm talking about Philippine banks. I don't know how Thai banks are, but let me tell you some of the what I consider lack of logic. Lack of logic over here.
I didn't even get a chance, Art.
So I went to
Thank you, Crypto Man.
Yeah, Crypto Man's on fire.
I figured since the BDO online will let me transfer money, but only a minimum amount or a maximum amount. There's a maximum amount you can transfer. It's very small. From BDO to Union Bank over here, I told them what I'll do is I'll just go to BDO and do the full transaction there because I figured you go inside the bank, you can just say take from my account and this entire balance and send it over to the other bank when you meet face to face with your branch, right? Well, I went inside to the bank. I went inside the BDO, And I said, I need to transfer over. And it was a lot. It was like 700,000 pesos or something like that. It's like $14,000. And I said, I want to transfer from my account over to the Union Bank account. And they're like, oh, you can't do that. I said, what do you mean? I could do it online. I just can't do the certain amount. No, we can't do any bank to bank. It's not a BDO to BDO account side. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take out 700,000 pesos. And you know how much 700,000 pesos, when they stack it up, it's like this tall, sitting on top of each other. And then I have to hand
kidding.
Then I had to hand carry that. I had to hand carry that over to the Union Bank and deposit that into their bank account from over there. That's how backwards.
We have a house to sell in the Philippines. You interested? We have a house we got to sell in
Really?
Quezon. Yeah, my wife's mother left it to us.
Oh.
So right now we just had it appraised. It's 2.6 million pesos. So what is that? About 40,000 maybe?
It's about 50,000.
About 50 grand.
Yeah.
$50.
So, which unfortunately my wife does not have citizenship there.
Yeah.
So that's another ordeal we have to go through. She's got to try to get dual citizenship and to deal with it. So
Tom,
really,
Tom,
you can't just.
I got to ask you. I got to ask you. Is it in a gated community or is it in the province?
Gated community.
In a gated community. Okay. Well, that won't. So that's one thing you got going ahead of yourself. But I will tell you, resales are resales of house and lot combination are the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
The next hardest thing to do is a resale of a lot. And then the easiest thing to do is a clear title from like a gated community from the developer. Yeah. Those go very, very quickly over here.
Yeah.
And the problem is, and I don't know if it's the same over in Thailand, but the problem over here is
thank you, Warren.
They have issues with, in the U.S., they do a title search. It's very quick. The title search, the lawyer does a title search, and it's all done within the matter of literally hours. They can get all that done. It's so quick. Once they clear it, it's good to go. In the Philippines, you never know that there might be some relative of a relative who actually has some documentation somewhere that says they have they own part of that property inside there. And that's why a lot of the properties over here stay unsold for such a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Because it's there's been too many times where somebody sold the property, all the money transaction went through, and then somebody comes up and says, "No, that's my property," and then they have to give it up.
Well, it's funny you say that because the other piece was a lot behind a landlocked lot with no easement behind some distant relatives' lot. And so the whole idea was, and my mother-in-law had said to me before she passed, don't give it to them because all they've done is dump on it. So what we wound up doing was, they tried to force the issue and say that it was, that they had a right to it, that she was leaving it to them, even though we had a certified will and all. But what we did was we gifted it to the Roman Catholic Church, which had a cemetery on the other side of it. So that was their worst nightmare. Now they got a cemetery that butts up right to their property. But
they don't have to worry about the neighbors.
No, exactly. They're very quiet.
Partying.
Very quiet.
Yep.
Exactly.
There won't be any
karaoke at 3 a.m.
going on.
The other piece of property is that she had bought one of those that when that community was just built. So that's the good thing about it. But it's nothing but a nightmare to deal with.
Yeah. So resales over here. Yeah. It's a nightmare. We have one right across the street from us. It's probably one of the best lots that's where we live. There's in this entire subdivision. I believe it's my belief, being here for 5 years and knowing all of the properties inside here intimately from walking every day, and where we are the best located. The elevation is some of the highest elevation. The quiet and the privacy is probably the best of here. And then we have a lot immediately across the street from us right here. and the owner is trying to sell it. But what he did was he bought another piece of property up near Manila, and he used this piece of property as his lien. That's what he put for collateral down for the other property he has inside here. And this piece of property, if the title were clean, it would sell like in 24 hours. That's how quick this property would sell. But
Right.
it's been probably a year for sale, and I've seen so many people come in. I want that property. I want that property, and every one of them's back down because of that problem. If you don't have a clean title over here, you don't want to touch anything over here.
You don't want to go near it. Yeah. Yeah.
You want to go near it.
Mhm.
It's like,
A good attorney to check it also helps. A good attorney will help. My wife works for the revenue office, so it's easy. She can pull up the computer. She knows from that point. But there are a lot of people, and we have 4 homes. We're in a private subdivision, so all of our properties are here. They don't last here. When something goes up for sale in the area we live, it's sold within a week. Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Now, I was talking before about Charles Schwab Bank.
Right.
There's no
Can't
fees.
quite make out your pin there, Robbie. Maybe
Yeah.
can we see that next time?
You can use any ATM in the Philippines and use your debit card from Charles Schwab, and at the end of the month, they'll give you back the bank fees from the bank that gave you the money. There's no fees. Transfer international free. This has saved me when I was in Costa Rica, because $18 a transaction, and where they get you is they give you the local banks in Costa Rica and here too give you like $500 a day. What the hell is that going to do? So you got to go every day. So by using Charles Schwab, there's never a fee because they don't have any international ATMs.
I bet you never leave home without it.
Thank you, Mr. Malden.
The banks are good here, though. The banks are good. Like when you pay for something on the app here, it's like boom, it's instant.
Yeah,
there's none of this
on the app. It's on the app. It's like, and that's here too. On the app, boom, everything happens. You go to the branch and you sit there. You're going to spend an hour to 2 hours inside there just to cash a check.
The bank has a scanner in the app itself. So when you go and you pull out your credit card somewhere, and they say, well, we don't want the credit card, just scan it. Their little machine that they run their credit card through has got an LCD. It pops up a QR code. You open your app, you scan it. It says who you're paying, agree with the amount, and hit pay, and you pay it. Everything's done through the phone. Very rarely do we use these. Now I do, of course, if I'm going to spend some money, but little stuff, my wife taught me to use the scanner, because when I was in Costa Rica, I had an app on my computer and I was trying to transfer $500 and I couldn't read the Spanish really well, and I donated it to the fire department.
That's a good thing to do. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey,
nothing wrong at all with that. You're a good man.
Hey, they all sent me messages.
I just retired from the fire department.
So it has its advantages, James. I mean, sometimes we get frustrated, I'm sure, like you did when you first moved there, learning how to live and follow their rules. And, Chuck talking about politics, we don't have issues over here with any of that. We just don't. Honestly, I don't think really people really care.
I'm sorry. To that statement, maybe you don't. But, James, the last time I was in the Philippines, I was a U.S. sailor. And we had to get off the streets at night because of something called martial law. And who was that guy? What was that guy's name?
That was the previous Marcos.
Oh, so you got the son. So
we got the son.
Which still, that family's never apologized for anything. So,
No, but I again, I don't want to get into politics, and I'm not supposed to get into politics with the Philippines. Right. But I give everybody an opportunity. If somebody says something bad about somebody else, I always give them the opportunity. And this is the same thing I'm doing with the current president. What I believe, whether he's doing a good job or a bad job, we have to wait and see what happens. So,
well, I've just called deja vu. That's all.
Yeah, but I can't blame a son for the failures or the problems with the father. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on. Yeah. I wish for the best.
Yeah.
I think the Philippines over the past since the first time I came over here was 2000. So I've been here 22. I've been visiting for 22 years. I've been living here for the last 5.
Right.
It's light years ahead. Every time I turn around, it's moving so fast with technology and availability and things like that.
Well, of course, the tech there, yeah, definitely. That's it should become a tech center.
Yeah, I think we did great. I
Pacific
think
Rim.
we did great building here in 2017. We had the opportunity. We had a budget, and
Where
we
are you
were
actually?
in Lipa. We're on the the Philippines is 3 big islands: Luzon in the north, Visayas in the center, and Mindanao in the south.
In the south.
We're on the northern island of Luzon, and we're about an hour and a half south of Manila. So, in the province of Batangas, it's a very nice area here. You can get to almost anywhere you need to go. It's since we're so close to what we call the interstate in the U.S. They have the tollway here. We have the Star Tollway and SLEX. It's very quick. If we need to go into Manila for a flight, or if we need to get anything that you can't find here in this area right here, if we wanted to go to to Visaya, we could actually go down to.
What's your
Batangas
travel
City.
time to Manila?
Hour and a half.
That's not bad. Not bad.
No, it's not. It's not bad. And the only thing that's bad with the trip up there, it depends on the time of day. It would be like traveling in Los Angeles on the at the wrong time. It's like
I remember that.
the highway will shut down and you'll be there. What normally I've gotten up there in an hour and 15 minutes with no traffic, and it's taken me 4 hours to get there with total stop. It was just like lockdown.
Chuck, right? That's just like New York City, right?
What about New York?
That's
Traffic.
like New York City. Okay.
Hey, Art, can you see the message over here? Naked HD XYZ. Tinder,
Yes.
our girl Mike first. Send them a link to join us.
Nice.
No, somebody's already put him in timeout. One of my moderators is already taken care of.
I didn't see that.
Invite him in.
It used to take me when I worked in downtown Brooklyn, by the foot of the Manhattan and the Brooklyn bridges, and I only lived 6 miles away. My commute one way was an hour and 20 minutes. Okay.
How far? How far was it?
6 miles.
6 miles. Yeah.
6 miles.
Believe it or not, it's the same nowadays in Charleston, South Carolina. It depends on what time of day. I used to work I lived in Somerville and I worked in Hanahan. It's just suburbs of Charleston. And I went down one main road, just one main road. It's a road called Ashley Phosphate Road. And it was about 6 miles from my house to where I worked at where my work location was. And if I left at 7:30 in the morning, it would take me an hour and a half to go down that 7 miles. But if I left at 5:30, so I had flexible work hours, so I could go as long as I put in 8 hours a day. So I would leave at 5:30 in the morning, and I would get there in like less than 15 minutes. I'd be at work. But
yeah,
if
I had
wait,
flexible hours too. They used to call me at all hours of the day and night. Those were my flexible hours.
Yeah.
Okay. It was funny, what's funny, and I'm loving the heck out of retirement is we went out to see a show the other night, and when we got there, I realized I left my phone at home. And my wife said to me, "You want to go back?" And I went, "No, I don't need to. This is wonderful." Okay. Whatever anybody wants to send me will be waiting when I get back there. I couldn't go a foot and a half away from my phones, numerous phones.
Yeah. But Tom, I can appreciate that, because you know what, having the solar system here where we'll have electricity all the time now, it's a double-edged sword.
Nice.
Because I used to
Well, that's a noisy bird.
Got
I used
that
to
right.
enjoy.
Right by the microphone.
I think that bird's saying, "Hey, we've done two and a half hours, and it's time to
Holy cow! Guys, it's not
call
going,
it
Chuck.
the
How are you
end
awake?
for the show." So I want to thank everybody in the chat. Brazil Air Views, thank you for coming in. Charles Galuski and all the others, Warren, Crypto Man, especially Warren and Crypto Man for taking care of those trolls. Everybody have a great weekend. Catch you next time. Bye bye.
Everybody, bye bye.
Bye.